So, tonight's episode is a very unique one. I know I say that about every episode, but I mean it once again. And this one took some mental recuperation to do.
If they're all unique, does that mean none of them are unique?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it means that they are all unique, just like snowflakes.
I also forgot to check to if I would actually sound at all with this. I think I'm 4. Yeah. I am small.
Yeah, you're number 4. Yep.
No, I'm number 4.
Okay, well.
I'm sorry, I derailed you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, anywho, I don't have my esteemed co-host here with me today.
He was apparently very busy.
He said he had a lot to do, wait on traffic.
Yeah,
he
go
to the
would not
store.
have let me derail it that fast.
Even though he loaned me his car to get here, so it was
It's
kind
really
of
weird that he did that.
It's very true.
Yeah, it was a little strange of him because I know how much that he really would have loved to sit here and review Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League, but because I know how much he wanted to be here to review this, I figured that instead of discussing Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League, we can just talk about the Cosmere.
He would be so pissed. And I would have to watch what I say so much.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Hey,
We have a spoilers button.
yeah, we have a spoiler.
You're going to
button.
have to hit that button a lot.
It's fine. You're like, oh, remember, guys, because for this episode, it's going to be full spoiler all throughout the episode. All right.
That is a nice button.
But no, we will not be discussing the Cosmere at great lengths as much as that would humor me, just because I knew it would really irritate.
Do a tie-in.
A tie-in of what exactly?
Can I connect this to a Cosmere book? Hold up. No, you go ahead. I'm going to think on this for a little bit.
I mean, you can spin anything if you're clever enough.
You could... For 3/4 of Yumi, it matches. I'm just going to ponder for a second.
Yeah, it's like the part when Yumi becomes Batman was pretty fucking epic. I agree.
How'd you know? You must have read the book.
I did. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with that. And then because it's called Yumi and the
Nightmare Painter.
And the Nightmare Painter, who was clearly the Joker. You remember in the Michael Keaton...
Wait a second, where the fuck did the Joker go after that one scene he's in?
He disappeared. But we'll get into that.
We will get there. We will get there.
I mean, you said it was full spoiler from the start, so I didn't feel that bad about this.
Oh yeah, no, it's no problems. But yeah, guys, I figured that we'll just go ahead and jump right into this.
Much like the movie did.
Feet first. Yep. We actually wasted more time than the movie did.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
By a whole minute.
Yeah. So with that being said, homies one and all, I would like to welcome you back to a very interesting and unique episode of the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and tonight I am here with 2 people who agreed to watch the movie with me.
Oh, we're not friends anymore?
I
Agreed.
I love how y'all have problems with different parts of that statement.
I mean, I already know we're like besties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, as long as you remember that.
Yeah.
I am here once again with the returning anime weeb.
Of course.
The man who apparently knows more about anime than anyone on the planet.
That's not true.
Hey, listen.
I really need to talk to the council about this.
You probably should, but the committee typically they don't miss. They don't miss with shit like this. So,
they also do not return my calls.
they are very bad about that. They are very
I've sent multiple complaints.
In fact, I think they might have blocked my number.
Oh, it's possible.
I didn't do any complaints. I was just like, hey, I need to talk to somebody, and then
Yeah, they barely like to talk to me and Caleb. So it's it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
But the homie Dylan has returned.
hi.
And sitting to Dylan's left, and also my far left, is another homie here who was returning once again. A man who I have unfortunately known for far too long. He is a D&D extraordinaire.
That's true.
And yeah, he's and according to the narrator, He is also the greatest DM.
We're not going to go there again.
Even better than Matt Mercer. I'm just telling you what the committee has told me.
No, like, I was sitting there. I heard what the committee.
A lot, but I mean, like
I know that's why. One of the big reasons why I call so much. It's like they're giving misinformation, and I don't like.
Is it because they usually are pretty much on the money?
You did just say they'll miss.
Anyway,
we're here to do something other than that.
The homie Oz.
Hey.
I've burped out my nose twice now. That is awful.
You have burped out of your nose twice.
Bruh.
Thank you for that information, Dylan.
And see, that's what you get for drinking Olipop.
Not a sponsor.
That's why it's hidden behind Junior here.
That's right. So, with that being said, homies, we are here to discuss the latest DC animated movie, which is, as we have already stated, Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League. And boy, howdy, this is, in fact, a sequel to 2018's Batman Ninja.
A direct sequel.
And so, like...
The day after a sequel.
Something... I went into this completely blind because I thought it would be fun. I wasn't disappointed on the fun because I know this is going to be hilarious. However... I was disappointed by what we just watched.
It was something.
Something.
You were outside for it, by the way. It's still not as extra as the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
It got close.
After watching this one, though, I have no desire to watch the first one, so
You
I'm
totally
okay.
should.
I'm totally good.
I feel like maybe you're missing out on some key components.
Not at all. Not at all.
See, here's the thing. You need to speak very highly of this movie so that when Caleb hears this, he'd be like, man, I really need to watch these guys.
You know what? I'll make sure when I get home to make sure to really talk this movie up, like, give it that,
I feel like he won't believe it no matter what.
That's true.
We could do a whole positive review and he'd be like, they lied.
And honestly, mine and Caleb's relationship since the beginning has always been, he's always been against me, and I've always been against him. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is.
Well, shit. I mean,
we're born to be rivals. That's what it is.
I need to see a D&D game where you two are both players at the same table.
Oh, yeah. Do you think me and Ace are bad? Oh, no.
Right. That just makes me think of, like, Hisako and Victor, but, like, worse somehow.
Oh, wow. Well, homies, once again, in case you guys missed the memo, this will be full spoilers. So, if you haven't seen Batman Ninja 2... then
2, sorry.
Yep. If you haven't seen Batman Ninja 2, then you might want to go ahead and hit the pause button on this. Do yourself the favor of watching Batman Ninja 2 and then come back and resume. But if you don't care about spoilers or you already seen the movie, then buckle up because we got some shit to talk about.
Also, if they've seen the movie, why are they here?
Oh, they're here to review on it. Of course.
Yeah, but why do they want more of it?
Because we do a really good job at ragging on these movies.
Yeah, that's true. We tend
to get something good out of the viewing experience.
All right, you know what? I retract. That's fair. That's valid.
All right, so I want to start off with this. Just vague overall thoughts. What were your guys' thoughts and feelings on this movie?
Oh, we're going to go with me first, as Dylan is so eloquently pointing out.
I feel like our review would taint it. You were the most pure. You're the most pure experience on it.
Sure. So just general overall, huh? Mm-hmm. I don't feel like I completely wasted my time. However, this was a fever dream that I don't know if I definitely will never watch it again. Even if it's like somehow magically on somewhere, anywhere near me, I'm going to be like, nope, and walk away.
You know what? I want to flip this thing on its head.
Oh.
Instead of giving me your vague overall thoughts on the movie, because our vague overall thoughts are all going to be the same. Give me something very specifically unique about this movie that you really enjoyed.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I have one already if you guys don't yet.
You go ahead and I'll think on that a little bit.
You have one or
You go ahead.
Okay. It's actually the thing I said while you were watching it, and it's the oddest experience I think I've ever had watching a movie that has Harley Quinn in it. And it's that I said, yeah, me too, Harley Quinn, far too many times in this movie. Like, I paralleled her reaction and her thought process more than I should have, because she had the most understandable reaction to any of this.
I suppose I did not like Harley
Out of any other
movie.
characters, I should say. I'm not saying she was a good Harley Quinn. I'm just saying that that is a Harley Quinn, and at least 4 or 5 times I had the same reaction that she did, and that shouldn't happen
It's true.
for either me or her.
That is true. Maybe that says more about you than her.
I mean, maybe.
Probably. I think it's both.
So I guess the one big positive that I kept, at least having was, what was her name? Basically the alternate Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, it's still Diana.
Diana. I think the Eagle Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she was the MVP of this movie.
Oz, you stole my pick.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, you say that, but she also got thrown around the most
Who else is gonna get manhandled by Superman?
and survived. That's
No. That is Kakura?
No. Kuraka.
Kuraka.
Kuroko. Something like
Actually, it was Kuraku. Yeah, you're right.
Kuraku, the Man of Steel.
that. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen this movie yet, you're probably wondering what the fuck are we talking about,
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, we don't know.
Yeah.
The movie doesn't either. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the
I will say it's not as
character
bad
list.
as some of the other things that we have watched that did not know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
No,
like
they don't say the other names. They just say their normal names.
yeah.
Barry.
Uh,
The
Barry.
Fleet.
Yeah.
Barry the Fleetfoot.
That's right. I don't even remember. Jessica's name didn't even start with a J. It started with a Z.
But it sounded like Jessica when they
did.
said it out
Yeah.
loud. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Jessica.
Yeah, something like that.
And then there was Asha. Asha, what was, oh God.
The Aqua something. The Aquaman. Was she still called the Aquaman?
No. Like, it was nothing like that. Like, there was definitely something different. Are you Googling?
I have it. I'm pulling it up. Okay.
Yeah, so I guess for me, if I had to find something here that's uniquely interesting about this movie that I genuinely thought was good,
The wiki page doesn't even say their other names.
there are moments in this movie when, as long as everybody has their mask on, or if they are female, the animation is great.
Yeah.
It is actually very unique. It is something about the male characters when they don't have any kind of mask or cowls on.
Except Superman, in my opinion. He had the most normal-ish looking face.
Yeah.
I think it's because he had aviators on.
Yeah.
His jawline was smaller than Batman.
That's true.
Batman's jaw was a little Sergeant
little?
Slaughtery.
I will say, Barry and
Barry.
Asha, I felt it had the coolest looks in the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get jiggy with that.
Because, like, Barry, a.k.a. Flash, was wearing, like, the big Trouble in Little China Raiden outfit. That was pretty dope.
That was pretty cool.
And then you've got basically freaking Viking Waterlord, Aquaman. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty dope.
It was. Yeah, their aesthetics was really cool. And so there you have it, guys. Those are 3 things that we enjoyed about this movie. So, I guess to go ahead and get into this review proper, this movie picks up probably less than 24 hours.
Yeah, they said yesterday they got back.
And they got back in the dead of night.
I legitimately cannot find a list where they don't just say their normal names.
Wow. Yeah. So, what the premise of this movie is? Oh dear Lord! What is the premise of this movie here? The premise of this movie is hours after the events of Batman Ninja. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen Batman Ninja, really quickly,
The Oh fuck.
Batman and Robin and others. There's a goddamn gorilla. His name is Grodd, and he has a thing. He has a MacGuffin called the Quake
Engine.
The Quake Engine.
Which I'm pretty sure Quake Engine shows
That
up
is still a
in
dope name for
comics and
something,
stuff,
though.
isn't
The
it?
Quake Engine.
I'm pretty sure a Quake Engine shows up somewhere else other than these two movies.
Mayhaps.
I could be wrong.
You could
I'm
be
not
right.
the comic book guy.
You could be right. I could have just blocked it out entirely. You know.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I would like to block this movie out.
Well, too bad. Too bad. We have 2 movies to block out. Actually, more than 2. But within the Batman Ninja name, we have several things to block out.
Have we watched a single
Good movie?
anime movie together, like for like this pseudo segment?
No, we have not.
All 4 of them. This is the 4th one.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to include Isekai in that,
That would be it'd be all 5.
yeah, we're 0 for 5.
Y'all need to, like, have a truce.
Do I need to?
Have a truce? Like,
The thing is, neither of us. It's us versus them. Is
Yeah.
the thing.
oh.
Yeah,
And we're losing.
Yeah, y'all are getting your ass kicked. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So Justice League X Ruby.
No, Ruby X. No. Justice League X Ruby.
Yep.
Heroes and Huntsmen.
Parts 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Fuck, I gotta look it up.
Yep. And then we have Batman Ninja 1 and Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League. And then we have Suicide Squad Isekai. These are all DC properties with an anime flair. And all 5 things Dylan and I have reviewed on this podcast. And spoiler alert, all 5 things I hope to never see again.
And unfortunately, one of the characters has crossed multiples of those.
One of the characters has been in 3, right?
4. No. Yeah, 4. All 4. Jessica's in all 4. No. She wasn't in.
She wasn't in Batman Ninja Part 1.
Yeah. I guess she was busy with the other 2.
Yeah. Poor Jessica. Anyways.
I liked her in this one more.
Oh, yeah, same. The premise of Batman Ninja 1 is that Batman is flung back in feudal Japan, and a bunch of his rogue galleries have been...
Let loose.
I was going to say Japanified, but
That too.
let loose also.
Into Japanification.
Into Japanification, correct.
It's a scientific term.
It is a scientific ninja term.
I can't even look at the camera. I'm just gonna keep talking right into here.
And I'll be honest, guys. Listen. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna streamline this. If you don't know what Batman Ninja was about, we have a whole review on it. Just go and listen to it.
Yeah. We still don't know what it's about.
Yep.
But yeah.
But me from when we did that review has a better idea than me right now.
Yes.
So anyway, at the end of the movie, Batman and Robin save the day, and they come back to present day.
After honestly a really cool fight scene.
It was a really cool. It was some weird shit first, but then we got a really cool fight scene. That
last little bit.
Yeah, the Batman versus Joker samurai sword fight scene was really cool.
It was cool as fuck.
Yes, there was some monkey fusion, mech suits, and
out of context, that is a weird sentence to say.
it was going to be weird no matter how I put it.
Yeah.
But
We didn't really get a dope ass fight scene at the end of this one.
Well, they gave him the Batman and Superman fight.
And that was a letdown.
A little bit.
It always is.
There's quite a few Batman Superman fights I really like.
Really? Oh, I'm gonna have to watch some of them.
Yeah. But yeah, so they get back to Gotham City at the end of Batman Ninja 1, and then the last thing they do is they go after and presumably capture Joker and Harley, and off to jail they go again. And then
I think it's like the second they drop in.
Yeah.
And then we fast forward to Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League, and it starts off with the boy Wonder, Damian Wayne, in bed. And the very first thing that is accosted upon us is his cell phone. And on his phone is a screenshot of Damian with the most atrocious haircut in the world that you could ever feast your eyes upon, that he has all throughout the entirety of Batman Ninja 1.
It's literally a screenshot.
Yep.
From Batman Ninja 1 on his damn phone.
I want to take a pause in this right quick. I think that that the people who made these movies were well aware of the fact that people hated that haircut.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah.
It was very evident in this movie.
Yeah, and they decided to pick fun at it.
Now, I'm going to be honest. Were this to be the one time it was brought up, yes, I had a jarring reaction. I would not have hated it. That would have been funny.
Yeah. But they have to bring it back up again at the end, don't they?
No, even before that.
Yeah, as
when
they're
they start
going into the
yeah,
thing.
You're right.
You get like a little like each version of each other, and we were all just like, no.
Yep. Yeah, we were talking about this off mic. It is hard to tell with Batman Ninja 2 when they are trying to be funny and when they're trying to be serious, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like y'all have told me stories about this haircut and like how.
I showed you a picture of it.
Well, I was getting there.
Just saying.
Like y'all told me stories about it, so I had to be like, "Hey, just freaking show me," and you did, and I'm like, That's awesome. That was an interesting design choice, to say the least. I'm very pleased that we didn't have to stare at that for 86 minutes.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun the first time.
It wasn't fun the first time. And, what really gets me is that they clearly knew, the people who made Batman Ninja 2, they knew that the people who saw Batman Ninja 1 had some serious complaints about that Robin hairdo. And so they poke fun at it, which is fine and cool.
Yeah.
However, I wish they had gotten the memo about the other shit that people didn't like in Batman Ninja 1. I don't think they got that memo. I don't think anyone ever told them that, hey, we like our movies with DC characters to make sense.
I was trying to think of another way to say that, but yeah.
Yeah, to make sense. Yeah, that make yeah.
To have character, you know what? We can even branch further than just these two to also the Ruby ones. The crossovers over there. For the characters to continue to be the characters.
Character integrity. Superhero homie rule number 1.
They really need to read that.
They do. Listen, you can find the superhero homie commandments wherever you find your nearest Bible, all right? And so wherever they sell Bibles, we are working to get the homie commandments put into all Christian bookstores.
How's that going?
It's going.
Okay.
The committee hasn't gotten back to me yet, but I'm sure they're working on it.
Can I borrow your phone after this to call them?
Sure. I mean, it's going to get me in trouble. Yeah. If they answer and then it's you.
I think that's a risk that we're willing to take.
Some of you may die. That's a risk I'm willing to take. I'll just tell them I stole it from you.
Okay. Yeah. I'll still be in trouble, but that's fine.
You'll be in less trouble.
Yeah.
They'll pick up this time.
Yeah, ask to borrow Junior's, but good luck. He's very selfish.
Yeah, I've tried.
Okay. Well. Yeah. So this movie... By the way, the pacing in this movie, I think it's actually worse than the first one because I felt all 86 minutes. And 86 minutes, that's a short runtime.
But it felt so much longer.
Well, and we talked about this while we were reviewing it. Like, I don't feel like it was as long as you two did, but also like y'all had the precursor already since you've seen the first one, and it just kind of, I mean, yeah, it was unpleasant. But I didn't feel every second of it. Like,
you know how to pull off that. You know how like with some chemicals you ingest. I'm trying to like avoid certain keywords. It like activates certain like brain responses, chemical responses, and then the next time it happens, it no longer does that.
Right?
Is this that, but not in a good way?
Kinda.
We experienced it and we were so shell shocked that like we just made it through.
Y'all were triggered. No, that's what happened. Yeah.
And then with this one, we've been exposed once. And it was just raw Batman Ninja the entire way.
I think that's just PTSD with extra steps.
Probably.
Yeah, you just got raw dogged by Batman Ninja 2.
At least I had a pillow.
What really got me, though, was a few weeks ago, they dropped the trailer for it. And they made a really good trailer. And
I don't know if I watched it.
It was posted in one of our group chats.
I think I specifically avoided it.
Yeah. I watched it, and now I wish I hadn't because the trailer made it look like, oh, so they're going to take this at least somewhat seriously this time with an actual storyline, and they're going to do some cool shit.
Oh, there was a storyline. I couldn't tell you what it is, but there's a storyline.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I still think it was more of a storyline than the first one.
The storyline in the first one was just Ninja Turtles 3.
Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time, yeah.
For the first half of it and the last quarter.
And then it becomes.
But in that middle point was let's make this checklist and go down it.
It was.
Yeah, there was a lot of just anime tropes
I
hit.
the first one.
Oh,
I thought this was a lot? No.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm just relishing in this a little bit because, you know.
Seen the first one. I really do. Because he's just like, oh, this was bad.
You know why? Because if he had seen the first one, he might have pulled a Caleb and no-showed.
But he was very busy.
Is that why he didn't come? I'm starting to think that maybe he contacted the committee and got them to give him the night off. That's what I'm starting to think.
Maybe I need to borrow his phone.
Oh, I just got a message from him. He said, "Oh, he's still really busy."
Still?
Because
we can slow down. We can wait for him to get here.
we can just go ahead, turn it off, restart.
Right? Like he can do like what Kevin did that one time and just kind of walk in late. That's fine. Yeah, 100%.
Did that happen?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah, that did happen. It was kind of wild, especially the Kevin and I were in very rare form that night.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. These are the people I invite on the podcast.
One was your co-host at the time.
You gotta take what you can get sometimes. Anywho, wow. So yeah, we're moving at about the opposite of the pace of this movie.
Right?
Yeah. But anyways, Robin wakes up. That's as far as we got.
His first. I'll attempt to help out with this one. His first reaction was to be like, "My hair," and he sounded kind of sad about it.
Right.
And he runs up, and there's Alfred and Batman, Bruce Wayne, standing there. And he just goes, "Dad, my hair!" And he like shows him the selfie of it. He's like, "Yesterday it was like this." Like Batman wouldn't fucking
he wouldn't remember. Yeah, but the first 2 minutes of this movie, you got to be like
you got to focus.
You got to be on meth, zoned in, like Adderall, full tilt, paying attention because the next thing they go over, they're watching the news in the Batcave, and the weather reporter. She basically says this. She goes, and yesterday's forecast, of course, it was 86 degrees with a slight overbreeze, but today we have there is a Yakuza hurricane.
She did not say it that animatedly. She's just like, and today there's going to be a Yakuza hurricane coming down from the south.
And like we had to pause it for a second. Like, what?
I'm sorry, what?
We were so confused that it took us another 30 seconds to say for I think it was me to be like, can you just pause this? I need to cope.
Yeah.
A Yakuza hurricane.
And then we proceeded to see a hurricane.
Yeah, a whole hurricane.
Like a Doppler radar.
Mm-hmm. And then there
what's
were
the name of that. I forgot that was the name of that.
Yeah.
And then there were Yakuza who were being shot out of the hurricane with jetpacks on.
Well, that technically happened later because we also found out in this same same 1 minute period, we also found out that they were just yesterday in Batman Ninja 1, and that Japan is just gone.
Yeah, it's vanished.
Also, all of the Justice League are also just gone.
And the Watchtower.
Gone. Never existed.
Mm-hmm. And so it's a bunch of wild bullshit malarkey that is going on. So yeah, we find out that, like Dylan said, it has been less than 20. It's probably been 8 hours that they've been back, tops.
At most 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I doubt it.
Doubtful. They've been back single-digit hours, probably. Japan is gone. There is a Yakuza hurricane. The Justice League is gone. The Watchtower is gone. And no one really seems to be flipping their shit over this.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, most of them don't remember the Justice League, so like, yeah, whatever. But like the fact that men literally fall from the sky,
it's just normal.
Yeah.
Here it goes again.
Like, this is gonna make me late for work.
Right?
Really get them windshield wipers going.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it, Q, why are you late? Man, the fucking Yakuza helped me up again.
It's like, you need to really accommodate that for whenever you're coming into work when you leave.
So when we initially heard about the Yakuza hurricane, I'm like, okay, maybe
I thought
something
it was
something that the Yakuza had come up with,
Yeah.
some sort of weird weather machine that's causing a hurricane. You know what? WTF NBA. But
What the fuck must be anime?
but it's literally raining human beings.
I even made the joke at the time. When we paused it, I was just like, it's raining men.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
And I
was
want to
like,
say, didn't they make the same joke?
They didn't say the hallelujah part.
But they were
did.
close.
They said the rest of it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, it's
would
raining men. It's like,
that would have been a copyright, and they had to pay somebody.
yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
Even though WB has a pretty big music catalog, but
And they probably would have been fine.
it's probably Universal or Sony or somebody who owns that. Anywho, music rights aside, because that's this movie's big problem. We are quickly introduced to Nightwing and Red Robin, who show up to help out Batman and Robin fight off the Yakuza. It was actually quite funny watching the one Yakuza trying to fight Batman
As
while
he's talking to
Commissioner Gordon. Yeah, like it was very much, like Neo versus Agent Smith right at the end.
It was worse than that, in my opinion, because like at least in that Neo was trying.
No, he wasn't.
He was trying more than this.
but at least like Agent Smith kind of had Neo's attention.
Yeah, Batman is
That's
100%
fair.
on
That's
Gordon.
fair. Yeah.
The dude sneaking up behind him, tries to stab him. Batman just grabs that shit, takes it from him. He needs to just go and like.
And then he goes to punch him, and he grabs his. It was. Oh god, it was there. Yeah.
Had the movie maintained that kind of Batman,
I would have been happy with it.
yeah, I would have been happier with it. For
Yeah, that's
sure,
true.
You know,
I would have been happy with Batman in that.
yeah.
I know that we're going to touch on this later once we get to the point in the story, but like I think I figured out why some of his plans were almost dumb, but we'll get there.
Okay,
I'm glad somebody might have figured it out.
right.
Or at least I have a theory. I can't say I figured it out.
Better than I got.
It's better than what the movie has too, I bet. So the Bat family that we have at the moment, they meet up on the rooftop and they discuss what's going
After
on.
beating up a literal pile.
Yes,
A pile
Yakuza.
of Yakuza.
I don't know.
It was like two.
But they were
stories tall.
all wearing gray suits, like Vince McMahon suits. And I didn't understand that. And sunglasses. All of them had the same outfit.
Well, yeah, it's anime. They gotta have sunglasses.
and also,
The Yakuza.
not to sound racist, they all look the same.
They really did, though. Like, they used the same character model.
Looked like the same model blasted 1,000,000 times.
100%.
But Batman and at this point the three Robins, they look up into the sky and they see,
Mount Fuji.
yeah,
Yeah?
they see.
And I was just like, damn, these people are not only chill with people falling out of the sky, they're fine with just seeing a whole fucking mountain island on top of them.
But Commissioner Gordon, when he looks up,
Just sees the sky.
he just and he spends the whole movie in that spot,
That one spot.
looking up at the sky.
It's like,
just
what do you see
guys
up
looking
there?
at?"
Like, we
"Do you
see a
not
whole
mountain?"
continent.
He's like, I
What?
don't see it.
I imagine in Gordon's mind, he's thinking, Batman's never led me wrong before. There's got to be something up here.
He's right.
yeah.
But it's just a very funny little visual.
He's just like,
Because the next time, the reason we made that joke is because the next time we see Gordon is probably 70 minutes later.
Yeah.
And
he's
he
in
is.
what looks like the same spot.
Yeah.
And staring up at the sky when something finally does break through.
He's like, there it is.
Pretty much says that.
And I hope you guys like Commissioner Gordon because that's all he gets.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? That might be the most character integrity.
That's, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. And so, long story short here, Batman eventually comes up with the idea of, well, we need to go visit Upside Down Sky Japan.
I think he figured it out like right then and there.
Pretty
Right,
much,
like there
He's
was
just like, I'm
no
gonna go look at it.
deliberation. There was just like, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna hop in my bat jet and go.
And Damien's like, no, don't leave me.
Damien was with him, right?
Yeah, that's what I say. He said,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
leave me. And then,
yeah.
like, fucking grappled and hooked
yeah.
after him. And the other Robins were just like,
What the fuck? I guess we're just stuck here.
We'll take
Gotta
care of
clean
the
up that.
Yakuza. Yeah.
Like I don't even remember when Red Hood showed up.
He just showed up.
Like
At this point, Red Hood was not here yet.
Yeah, he shows up like halfway through the movie, just cut.
right, like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't even remember when he showed up.
He shows up before they gunned him up.
Before they Power Ranger Zoid.
Got you.
whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's after that because there's
No, it's before that. Because it's a
because there was
mech
4.
unit.
No, there was a 4 unit.
It was the body, 2 arms.
Because it was boom, it was top, down, and then 2 sides. So he shows up randomly after the weird video we'll go over in a second.
God,
But
that video.
before they actually do it.
Okay.
Because like he's just there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail us into the future.
It's cool. Neither did the movie. Yeah, here we are.
I think that the movie's main purpose, like its main attempt, is if we go fast enough, no one would notice that it doesn't make any sense. Unfortunately for them, I've been doing this a long time.
all 4.
And just so I'm clear, as a a fresh set of eyes on this franchise,
the greenhorn.
yeah, the greenhorn, if you will. Can you explain how the other Robins and Harley Quinn and I mean I get why Harley Quinn and Joker were kept their memories and were able to pass through shit, but the other Robins, were they with them in the first movie too?
I can't.
Oh no! Really? So the whole Bat family was.
In all honesty, because
other
I just
Robins-
Giovanni. I think all of the other Robins were there.
They were.
Okay, so that does put some context in for
Everyone
me.
who does the power of family at the end.
That's
were-
fair. That's very fair. Like
By the way,
I felt like Vin
another
Diesel should have been in this
anime
movie.
trope. The power of friendship / family / whatever prevailed.
100%. Yeah.
In this movie's slight failed attempted defense, they at least don't.
Call it that.
Yeah, it's not like
They literally call it the Bat family
Well,
a handful of times.
But
No, that's not
natural
like the
thing.
reason.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
The reason is because all of them happen to be like.
I do
in
love
the
how
past.
when they asked Batman like if he was a leader later on in the movie, he was like, "Nah, I ain't no fucking leader." And like
you
he's
just look at
literally
the rest
the
of them,
head of the
like-
Bat family.
Well, I will say this: like, even as like a huge Batman fan myself here, in case you guys can tell,
Are you?
I had no clue.
I've been known to dabble in a Batman comic or two.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
On occasion.
On occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Batman. Anyway.
one of like my favorite Batman memes, because there's a lot of just Batman shit memes that a lot of people take literally. But one of my favorite Batman memes is like it's like a little, almost like a chibi picture of Batman, and he's like, I work alone, I'm a loner. And then the next meme, it's like him and like 2 Robins, and then it's like him and 4 Robins and Batgirl, and then it's like the whole Bat family, and it's like I work alone.
I work alone.
Wait, who else is in the Bat family?
Well, yeah. So you got there's
'Cause I only know
Red
about the
Hood,
Robins and
Batgirl.
Batgirl.
Red Hood, Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin. Then you've got does Batman Batman from Batman Beyond count? Technically,
yeah,
because he does help him in that.
He does. There's a couple newer characters like Duke Fox. He's one of the sons of Lucius Fox. Yeah, he's in
I
it.
didn't know that.
There's Bluebird. She's in it. There's
I feel like they're really scraping the bottom of it.
she wasn't half bad. There
They could have
is-
come up with a better name. Blue Bird. Anyway,
At
sorry.
least like say a type of bird.
Yeah, right. Oh well, I guess Red Robin is a bird.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
Red Robin.
I thought this whole time.
Not a sponsor. Not a fucking sponsor.
I thought this whole time. Fuck you.
There was Cassandra Cain. There's Stephanie. What's Stephanie's last name?
That's a weird last name.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are a good chunk of them.
Yeah,
Okay,
good chunk.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh yeah, and then I didn't even mention Batwoman, obviously. But yeah, so there's a handful of Bat family peoples.
I didn't realize it was Batwoman.
And we didn't get any
guess
of
it's
Batgirl or
probably
Batwoman either.
Huh?
We didn't get any of those. Like we just got the Robins.
Although
Yeah.
I don't think she was either of them in
Batman Ninja 1? Nope. Yeah, their selection, it's not bad, but it's just interesting. Yeah. So, where were we? Oh, yeah, the Batman and Robin, they go flying off into the upside-down Japan abyss.
which is really interesting. I feel like this is where Batman's intelligence just starts to go away entirely.
Yeah. Like I definitely agree with that.
Shit. He doesn't.
They go into the space-time fissure.
Yeah.
They're just like, all right, cool, fuck it.
They really loved saying the word fissure in this movie.
And space time and space ninja and science ninja.
Science ninja technique. Damn it.
Science ninja technique.
And when they're flying through the fissure is when we get like brief glimpse of Robin with the hair.
Yeah.
Daimyo Robin or whatever. Yeah. We were all scared that it was going to go back to it.
Oh, was that why he had the hair? Is because they went back in time and became...
entire time,
okay.
Yep.
All right. That actually makes more sense now. Okay. It doesn't make it any better. I'm just saying it makes sense to me.
It shouldn't.
Oh, shit. And they are then attacked by what looks to be a Green Lantern. And
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, yeah. I popped a little. I will say I popped a little.
Jessica Cruz. And I got to be honest, man, this is just kind of a sidebar. But Jessica has been getting a lot more attention in like the mainstream DC media. I'm not mad at it because I like Jessica.
My exposures to it have not been that great. Are the rest of them better? My 3 exposures are this movie and the other 2 movies.
Okay. So, admittedly, that is not. Those aren't good sample.
I'm just making sure that's not a good sample.
Yeah, no, those are not accurate or good samples of Jessica.
Those other 2 made a whole lot of memes of her.
Oh gosh. For what it's worth, I think that Jessica actually has my favorite origin of any Green Lantern.
I think you've told me it a little.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the other.
Oddly enough, I don't know much about.
Oh no!
About
I just realized
guy.
something.
What's that?
The crossover movies actually did a better job of keeping her character integrity than this movie did.
Well, in this movie, they don't hurt her integrity or help it. She's just a blank slate, if we're being honest.
Well, when you get into time travel and shit and like dimension alteration,
The other ones had that too, and she's still, other than a few very not great things about her, she's, from what you told me, it kind of matched up with what would happen with her character.
Yeah, she was still kind of suffering from some unresolved trauma. But also, you familiar with the Crime Syndicate? It's like the evil version of the Justice League from a different Earth. That's where you get like Owlman and
I've seen the
it's a movie.
I've seen that movie.
I need to rewatch it.
It's
been a while.
Definitely one of the better animated movies I've seen.
This is back when DC made nothing but really good animated movies.
And then this came out.
Before they started making Batman ninjas. But anyway, in the comics, they attack Earth Prime. And
I remember that.
And during that, Green Lantern, he's killed. That Green Lantern is killed. That Hal Jordan is killed. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is that Hal Jordan, he was so scared of everything. And his ring would kind of bully him into doing what it wanted him to do. But after he's killed, the ring has to find a new host. And so that ring flies off and it finds a host that it can feast upon, basically. And it finds Jessica. And Jessica, she was surfing at this time. It's been so long since I've read it, but I think it was her sister who died. But she had like an immense fear and guilt, and the ring really fed off of that. And so it found her and it sought her out, and she could not be rid of it.
And see, that's another fucking thing. Like the whole origin story in this movie. This bugged me. This bugged me just a bit. This
of all things.
Well, yeah, right. Uh-huh. But like she just stumbled upon a fucking Green Lantern. No, that's not how the Green Lantern rings work.
Well, from the sounds of it, he made it happen.
Roz,
Yeah, from the sounds of it, he made that happen.
I don't
No,
know.
I don't. No, see, that's the thing. The rings
With his
are
bullshit
like
time machine.
almost like the entities of their own. Like,
Yeah, but he
and they
control-
choose their wearer.
With his fucking 4-dimensional origami bullshit, he did.
I'm gonna try to explain it away. So in the brief glimpse that we get of this version of Jessica's origin, it looks like she finds it in like a pile of rubble.
Yeah.
Almost. If the lantern along with the ring,
Which do we ever see her lantern?
No, they just say it.
Yeah.
They say power source.
Yeah. But if the ring and the lantern got crumbled or got fell upon with like rubble or whatever or debris,
Look, a whole ass house fell on.
Yeah, and if the ring could not escape, it's not going to be able to power. It's going to have a dead charge. It's not going to be able to fly off and find a new host.
Okay, I will concede to that.
Now,
Thank you for explaining that to me.
Now, granted, I just had to do this fucking movie's job for it.
You keep having to do that. It's 5 times we've had to do that.
Too many times. Holy shit!
I'm gonna need a good anime movie.
One of these days, Dylan. One of these days, we'll get one.
I don't believe you.
But yo, Jessica Cruz, Wonder Woman. When we first see her, I said, "Oh, I think that's Jessica," and then she introduces herself, and I go, "Oh, okay, no, that's not Jessica." And
Even though she has the marking on her eye and everything, because it's like a whole other name that I can't find.
And then like 5 seconds,
Maybe you'll find it.
And then like 5 seconds later, Robin goes, "Hey, is that Jessica?"
We did that a lot.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah, we were like, I was like, I think that's Jessica. Because I was like, oh, hey, that's one of the few lanterns I know.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I think it is. No, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, it is.
Oh. And
So, it was, I guess we'll just run down the roster.
yes, let's go and do that.
So Jessica, Green Lantern, and I don't think Diana showed up next.
Well, she helped because it
Did
would
she?
have been
Okay, so it was Jessica, Diana, Aquaman,
and Barry's on Earth.
and Barry's on Earth.
Barry.
Barry is on Earth.
Yeah. And what was Clark's name again?
I'm trying to find.
Koroku.
Or no, Kuroka?
Was it Kuroka?
Kuraka?
I don't know.
Kuraka.
It ended with the A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're using their real names in IMDb. That's garbage.
Even the database is like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're not going to give us that shit.
Normally they give too much information. They'll give like any nickname, pseudonym. Now there's like, nah, that's Batman. Nah, that's fucking Jessica Jones, Green Lantern.
Yeah, like no, this is all the same shit.
Yeah.
And they alluded to Superman shortly after. And oh no, before that also Harley showed up.
Yeah.
As a so each of them were like really actually legitimately I like their designs. Like we said, Barry looked like fucking Raiden with like electricity going around him and stuff. In fact, whenever he first showed up, he was just like the silhouette.
Yeah.
With, like with a cloak around and the hat. And you and I both were like, who the fuck's Raiden?
Yeah.
Right?
And then we got closer and we saw like the things that were like, oh, the Flash.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
like, which fucking Flash was it?
Yeah. And then by the name was got to be Barry.
Well, yeah, it's gotta be.
And that was like our contest clues all throughout the movie.
Yes. Aquaman looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
He didn't look too different from like a standard
really didn't,
Aquaman,
right? Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
I guess there's only so much you can do whenever you're going through water.
Right.
Wonder Woman looked like a standard, like, kind of like a standard Yakuza, like, woman geisha
A
style
little bit.
thing.
That Wonder Woman, she might have been my favorite character, but at the same time, she was the only character whose design was like the least creative.
Yeah.
You know?
It was very,
That threw me off so hardcore.
Yeah.
Like,
My-
there was no... Like, her and Superman, like, kind of bothered me a bit. Like,
He had aviators though.
like
did have
that is the only distinguishing feature that made him slightly cool-ish.
Yeah.
Like, he literally had a Superman t-shirt underneath his kimono
Yeah.
and aviators.
And aviators.
So, my favorite design out of all of the, like, bad guys was actually Jessica's Green Lantern one. Because she looked like the like geisha slash shamisen, I think is how you pronounce it. It's the Japanese banjo, essentially.
Japanese banjo?
Yeah, it's what it's nicknamed as. It's a very beautiful instrument. But the people the women who normally play them, it's the one that has like the really wide pick.
Okay.
And it's got like a really long neck. But normally they're in like very, very nice kimonos and they have their hair up in a bunch of fancy stuff. So she looked kind of like one of those for anybody who might know what the fuck I'm talking about. And also proof that I'm not the most knowledgeable fucking weeb around.
I think it's
maybe around, but not in general. But she looked like one of those, which I thought was a really cool character design. And she even used like her hair picks later on as like a weird template for a fucking attack.
But I did find Superman's name. It's Kuraku.
Okay. So
Kuraku. But none of the rest of them are in here. It's all under their normal names.
Which based off of a very quick Google search on translation on that, so don't expect a huge amount from that. But it said darkly. So he's just dark Superman again.
Yep.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
Well, there's a brief skirmish and some shenanigans, and Harley is here.
Admittedly, very brief.
Yeah.
And, Harley's dressed up as a fucking high school hooligan, legitimately hooligan. One of the ones that normally walk around with like the bat, and who has like the ankle length skirt and all that. She's literally in a schoolgirl outfit, but her hair is fucking weird.
It is.
I can't describe it. Look it up.
Yeah. Her hair looks like what happens when you pour a handful of Skittles in your hand and you just get, I got a red, a purple, a yellow, a green. That was her hair.
I don't agree with that description of it, but also that's such a weird thing to go to.
It literally looked like Rose Art just vomited on her head.
Yeah.
I actually didn't hate her look, her face wise. I thought it was weird that she was in a schoolgirl outfit, but.
I thought the whole shit was weird.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all weird.
And like one of her pigtails was shorter than the other. It was
that did bug me a smidge.
Yeah, like I know they're trying to go with she's a little more unhinged, but she's never had that look.
The part for her ponytails was also kicked over more.
Yeah,
so
it was kind of rough.
Yeah, that character was just so exhausting for me. I'm like,
she also had really cool spring shoes.
I wouldn't call them cool, but they were spring shoes.
Yeah,
I thought it was cool. Look, they made her be able to jump through the air. Okay,
yeah, like cool literally, like double jump and just like get into the air.
Like a quintuple jump.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I couldn't figure out how in the world she is giving a Green Lantern any problems.
I felt the same.
That version of that Green Lantern sucked dick.
Well, see, I think we did establish this, that everyone in this alternate universe just fucking sucks at what they did.
It's like they never had any
adversity. Everyone except the side characters. The Robins took care of Barry.
Wait, no, he's talking about the bag. He's saying like all of the Yakuza League were
even Batman was.
I mean, but
everyone who wasn't like a main person sucked. They were just bad.
Yeah, no, 100%. It just didn't that was just bad.
But all of the side ones took care of people that they shouldn't have been able to.
Yeah,
Harley was able to fight a Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking the Red Robin and Red Hood were able to just take care of Barry. We still don't know when the fuck they put that neck thing on him.
Yeah, we didn't see that at all.
Damian was Damian, actually.
Yeah, Damian was stuck the whole time. and Nightwing took out Green Lantern.
Did he?
Yep.
I don't even fucking remember that shit.
He had
but what we're saying is like Harley at the beginning took out.
Yeah. Well, even later on, she ended up helping fighting Green Lantern again.
That's true.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know how many fucking lives Harley Quinn thinks she has, but
she barely has enough. And she's able to just jump
Joker
through the air.
shows up in this at one point.
And literally just once.
Yeah, then he fucks right off.
Yeah, so after everybody gets together and the fight happens and Superman shows up as well.
Yeah, and Joker somehow
outsmarts Superman.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's no universe that, Joker, even with his, Joker's crazy. He's unpredictable. He might get a lucky shot in here and there, but
I think most of the time, if he ever gets away, it's because of like his fucking laughing gas serum bullshit. I don't know.
But yeah, Superman is not fucking. Especially this version is supposed to be like more of a hard ass and definitely more quote unquote evil. Like, why didn't he just blast his face off?
Yeah, there were so many times where he just didn't.
He should have.
You know what? I think I might know why. Both his hands were occupied. Because in one of the scenes, you do see him take those glasses
He's
off.
like, he doesn't want to ruin his
Doesn't wanna mess
glasses.
with his glasses.
That's fair. As a man with glasses, I understand.
Yeah, he doesn't need them to see though.
We don't know that.
We don't know that.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah, Joker's whole point in this entire fucking movie was to show up, get Batman back to Earth Prime, I guess, or whatever fucking Earth this is. Because they also make sure about that. They're like, oh yeah, it's not a different infinite Earth, whatever the fuck bullshit.
It's an alternate dimension.
We checked the vibration signature.
Like, yeah, because you just have that.
right.
I mean, he probably does.
I mean, all right. So to an extent, yeah, sure. Remember, like checking planets. Like, I get it, but it was very nonchalant about the way he did.
I agree with
like,
that.
honestly, there's a lot of nonchalant in this whole movie.
Oh yeah.
I feel like most of the nonchalant is just to be like, oh, we know that the nerds are going to ask this question. Let's go ahead and sweep that away.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so they just come up with vague jargon that they can use to get it out of here.
Yeah.
You know.
You use that word, but I don't think it means what you think it means.
And you know, just to kind of hit like some of the broad strokes that happen here, Batman and Wonder Woman, you know, they're able to, well, with Wonder Woman's help, Bruce is able to figure out, okay, there is a Justice League here. They call themselves the Yakuza League, and their head leader is Ra's al Ghul.
I think the movie legitimately makes that nickname stick. Because I think Damian brings it up first, and Batman is just like, what?
Yeah.
And then it just keeps happening, and people just keep calling it that.
Yep. And so Ra's al Ghul, he's at the head of it, and so they figure out, okay, well we gotta stop the Yakuza League and bring down Ra's al Ghul because he's trying to do bullshit.
An altered Quake engine bullshit.
Yep. I mean,
Like, do we still not? I still don't remember why. Like, I know he explained. I think he explained it.
there was so much exposition. It's really hard to decipher it all.
Apparently, he's coming after me for trying to tell his secrets.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, he just wanted to wipe away the scum of humans.
Which is
That was it.
And you know what? That is, to the movie's defense, that is where Ra's al Ghul is all about. He's all about resetting humanity because it's gone too far in the wrong direction for too long. And
But this isn't resetting.
This is extermination.
Yeah, it's extermination. Yeah,
Oh, is that what he just calls it resetting?
yeah. I mean,
Okay,
as long as there's some people left, you can restart. That's kind of how he looks at it. Now, typically, he wants to start small, like with Gotham City. You know, hence Batman Begins, that whole movie. You know, but here, I guess he figured, hey,
All of it.
swing big.
Yeah. Why not?
He's like, I have access to this fucked up machine that I can fold shit on top of shit.
He
Might as well.
He kept forcing that origami.
It really was it was very forced.
Yeah.
And he's just like, and I can layer realities on top of each other. And as he's folding an origami, I was like, yeah, well, layering's not origami. Origami's folding, but okay.
Yeah, well, just don't think about it. That's the motto for this movie.
That's the motto for every movie you bring me in.
I'm sure I had you in here for at least one movie that didn't require that.
Not specifically me.
Well, on the throwback challenge, I chose a movie you didn't have to turn your brain off for.
Fucking which
What
movie?
the fuck? That was Cool World.
No, I'm the one coming up.
Oh, okay.
Asshole.
Okay. I was like, that is the
That is
definition.
you choosing, not you chose.
Yeah.
I did choose. I chose. It just hasn't happened yet.
Well, so moving on here, like some other big things that happen is Batman, for a brief second, had me excited, and then I realized that, oh no, this is awful. He says, okay, well, we need to bring down the Yakuza League. Don't worry. This has to be easier than you anticipate because I have a plan to bring them down, which he does. Batman
Always, yeah.
has plans in place in case the Justice League be on some bullshit.
Be on some
And
bullshit.
then, of all people, Damien is just like, yeah.
Matter of fact, it's within hand's reach. This book right here, The Tower of Babel, is all about Batman's contingency plans getting stolen from him, and by who? By Ra's al Ghul. And so all of those plans that Batman has into place that the Justice League didn't know about are stolen by Ra's al Ghul and used against them.
Oh, okay. See, you know what the one thing that always bugs me about that like plot point?
What's that?
Why the fuck did they think he didn't have that?
That is fair. Like, they know Bruce well enough. I mean, come on.
Like, I'm not even that big of a Batman fan, right? I think he's cool as hell. Not a huge comic book fan. When someone told me about that, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You know, I guess like it's the difference between having a. It's like if you have a work friend, and then, you know, your work friend.
I feel like this is not gonna end the way you think it's gonna end. But go ahead.
No, it's my story, so I know exactly how it's going to end. It'd be weird if I didn't. But it's like having a work friend and then not being able to differentiate that. Oh no, this isn't just a friend. This is somebody who I work with, and at the end of the day, they're going to do their goddamn job, even if that means that I'm going to get in some bullshit for it. It's kind of like that with how they look at Bruce. It's like they probably should have seen it coming, but they also viewed Bruce as a friend, and they didn't think that he would come up with something that would stop them. They weren't mad that he did. They were mad that he didn't tell them.
I felt like they were mad that they did. Granted, I've only seen like a clip or two of it. Also, the part I was going to say that was like, I don't think it's going to end the way you think it is I thought you were going to say something that was going to let me be able to be like, you mean you don't just expect your friends to at any point turn on you?
Oh, wow.
Very pessimistic look on life, sir.
Thanks.
A little bit. Not my friends. No. All right, then.
Yeah, like, I think that bestie card might be moving away.
I don't think it's going anywhere, but all right. Like I said, you can have more than one bestie.
But Batman's plans here, he never really outright says them.
Nah.
Which
honestly, in typical Batman fashion, would he?
That's true.
No, probably not. No.
He puts them into action. But boy, with the exception of one, they were all really shitty.
Yeah.
And I want to say, if it's the one I'm thinking of, that one was some bullshit too, just in a different way.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Flash one.
I was talking about the Superman one.
Oh, that one was so contrived though. It's like the
I'm gonna make sure you hit these items in the specific pots into the no.
That's bullshit. Like the concept of hitting him with red sun radiation, brilliant.
Oh yeah.
But the execution of it,
bullshit.
Yeah,
With some bullshit. Yeah, 100%. Like, he'd have to hit him exactly the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
More than like
with the exact force as well.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm over here thinking like Batman wouldn't leave that to chance.
No.
Like what he would like at the very minimum, each hit was causing rockets to go like launch them into it.
But it was like 2 hits and a shit ton of stuff going everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that was extremely contrived. Then again, that's another word they can use for this movie. Contrived.
I think out of all of them,
Imagination.
my favorite one for all but the very end of it, my favorite takedown was Barry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Flash was definitely like the best takedown.
All 3 of us were mad as fuck for 3/4 of that takedown.
All right, so like let's get into that a little bit. So like up until this point, we've seen them doing what we thought were dumb as shit ways to do this.
Yes.
Aquaman, he's fighting him in water.
I still say that's dumb as shit.
It is.
It is. Barry, they're running from him.
Yeah.
In a car.
In a car.
Remember?
I can't remember how Green Lantern gets taken out. I really don't
It
remember.
was Nightwing in like the Ultraman suit or whatever.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
That one actually kind of works.
Yeah.
It
Sure.
works better than fucking Aquaman in water.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I'm just saying all of it doesn't work
Also,
right.
I would say that one might be the most Nightwing thing because
Yeah.
it was all about redirection.
It is. It's just they really put They tried too hard to put an anime spin on how Nightwing would take somebody down.
Yeah, they also put a whole lot of fucking RGB on that bitch.
Was RGB?
It's red, green, blue.
Like just the colors?
Yeah, it's just
Oh.
LED stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he goes into the like we definitely made the the trope joke of like he's got to have this like Power Girl
A transformation scene, as you
transformation
said,
thing,
which you compared because I got to make sure to get this on fucking record.
Of course.
You compared
I'm not an anime
Power
guy.
Rangers, Magical Girl transformations, and Dragon Ball Z transformations, all in the same thing.
They're forms of transformation.
Yeah, they're executed very differently. First two, not so much. That last one was very different. And I'm not really mad about it, but I'm sure there's gonna be somebody in the comments.
I mean, sure, let him be mad. Like I'm not claiming to be a anime weeb, so.
Yeah, the homie narrator, in fact, did not call you an anime weeb. If you had been called an anime weeb, then you might have some.
Well, I have to remove that card from my deck. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think the takedowns were supposed to be like really cool and intricate, thought out plans. But
They weren't. And again, the Barry one kind of got us because I remember Ace like, I bet he's tired as fuck now. He's probably gonna need some food, and he walks up to a fucking vending machine.
So, hold on. Before that
Go ahead.
Before that completes, let's say the whole thing. So like they're running from him, and they keep getting away, and all of us are like, this just wouldn't happen.
No, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen at all.
They try a whole bunch of stuff, and Red Hood, when he first shows up, shoots Barry, which first off, he could just move out the way. Granted, that first time he was a little tired. Shoots him with, not bullets, but little
sticky
pins.
Is that where
give off food.
Is that where the collar landed? Is that when it happened?
No, that happened at the start. That was whenever he first left.
Yeah.
Whenever he ran back across.
He does get shot again, though.
Yeah.
That could have been
During
that could have been when the collar gets on there too. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I'd have to rewatch, and I don't want to.
Anyway, this collar apparently is making Barry hallucinate.
No, it's not that. It's a hologram.
Oh, okay.
They basically put him on a fucking treadmill,
Yes.
and they hologram the chase around until he gets tired.
And then once he's spent, he goes
He
over
gets
to
hungry.
a vending machine.
And he's talking shit the whole fucking time. He's like, I'm gonna find them little bitches and fuck them up.
And the vending machine is glitching slightly, so I'm like, no. I thought it was just gonna be like him get extra mad, but no.
A fucking gun comes through the middle of the vending machine, and wow.
Right in the fucking middle of the
Yeah,
dome.
right
I'm
in
pretty
there.
sure a tranquilizer there is going to do a whole lot worse.
Oh yeah.
It's the Flash.
And also at the same fucking time, like I said this during the viewing, and it was all of the Justice League got taken down by fucking tranquilizer darts.
Yeah.
For one, sure, maybe Green Lantern because they're mostly human. They just have power from the ring.
Aquaman wasn't.
Oh yeah,
Aquaman was fucking exploded. He was concussed.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But like Green Lantern got it.
Which she's mostly human.
Yeah.
Flash.
Barry. There was one other that got it.
No, I mean Clark eventually, right? No, they put the cuffs.
They
on
tried
Clark.
to. They tried to do Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm over here like this should not work on any level. Like the only one who really it should have worked on is the Green Lantern, and it did.
And if we're being honest, though, granted, this is mostly something that they do in space, but like that green lining you see around Green Lanterns, it's a force field. And so, like, even then, probably shouldn't have worked.
Exactly. But so
It's just a bad Green Lantern.
but my big takeaway from the Barry Allen one, well, the Barry,
Why does it
was
sound French now?
Barry.
Sorry.
Is the fact that his metabolism would have burnt through that in seconds.
Yeah.
Unless they're leaning on the fact that he burnt through too much already, and it was like, yeah, I don't agree with it. That's the only thing I can possibly see them doing.
We never we discussed it briefly, Dylan, but we never fully discussed the ridiculousness of what Red Hood shot him with. Like, he was like those sticky pellet things.
That were just smelly.
Yeah.
They just smelled like food.
You can dress it up and say it releases a hunger pheromone within the ghrelin system in the brain.
They didn't. Stop trying to help this movie.
I feel like he has to justify his time spent on this movie. Like maybe it's more clever than it's meant to be.
It's not.
Let me have this.
No. I'll let you have this whenever you give me a movie that's okay to watch. In my time slot.
God damn it. Well, hey Dylan, your throwback will be right around
That's
the corner.
different time slots. It's a whole other program.
Oh no. So now at this point, the
Yakuza League is out cold.
Yeah. Let's at least talk briefly about what Dick Grayson does to take out Green Lantern. So,
we can't go over that.
Yeah. At first you're wondering, how is Nightwing gonna take out a Green Lantern? And boy howdy, there is this little device of sorts that you see hovering around Dick, and you're wondering, oh no, is he gonna do what I think he's gonna do?
And for a second,
you thought it was a drone.
Yeah, because it was just floating behind him, and I was like, oh good, it's just some fucked up drone thing. And the second I said that, he jumps and it starts wrapping around him, and I just go, fuck.
And he ends up, man, what is the character that he ends up looking like?
So for me, it looks like some weird skin that goes on top of fucking Ezreal from League of Legends. So I don't think it's gonna help either of you.
Yeah.
No.
He's got like rainbow lights coming around here, and his he's fully encased in like this suit, this Iron Man level suit, and yet he still has like coiffed hair that moves in the wind.
Yeah, and it just happened to change color, like it's silver.
It was goldish silver now. Yeah.
And then he also was, fucking wielding yellow
lightsabers of
to me it slightly resembled Ultraman, but
a little bit.
I mean, yeah, a little.
I think it's meant to generically be
coding,
all of that thing, that one trope.
Yeah, but he definitely, and then the music changed as it attached to him, and
Oh, and also I meant the Japanese anime Ultraman, not the Earth 3 evil Superman Ultraman. That could be really confusing for this audience.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry if you get anybody talking about League of Legends in your comments now.
Oh no.
I was not intended.
I'm just gonna turn the comments off. I don't know anything about it. But yeah, so
yeah, he basically just is like, haha, even though we see it go around him entirely, I guess he hops back out of it in a smoke screen.
Oh my fucking god, when the reveal happened, that was the most ridiculous shit ever. Like, he's like, because I want to say she also had a collar on.
Yeah.
Like, like by the end of it.
Oh, she did.
Yeah. So, like, there was this.
I think they just stopped using those.
Yeah, and then so, like, this whole thing, it was like, I hopped out, but like, it's like, yeah, you just attacked an empty thing. And he's like right behind her, he hits her with the dart. And she's
he
like,
hits her with the dart first, I think.
or whatever. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. And then this whole like quick anime like bubble pops up, and he's like standing in front of it and goes boop.
Yep.
Which that's pretty anime actually. Yeah.
And it's also very much Dick Grayson, like the way that he goes about doing things.
I took your word on that one. I wouldn't really know.
Like, really quickly, give us a moment of levity amongst this fucking doom and gloom of a movie. Like, my favorite kind of Robin joke is
the crowbar.
Actually, no. Like that's again to get away from the dark. For my favorite kind of Robin joke is that they're each given a task to enter into a suspect's house to gather some evidence. So first we have Red Hood go up, and he just kicks the door in, goes in, gets what he needs. We have Red Robin go up, and he looks for a key. He's like, well, this is a family house. He looks underneath maybe the doormat or a flower pot.
Sure.
Finds a spare key. We go to Damien, and Damien's just gonna pick the lock and enter it because he didn't have time for anything that's gonna slow him down. And then Dick Grayson, he's gonna knock.
And they just let him in?
Yeah. And I'm like, that very much is accurate of like all these Robins and how they do business, Oh. Yeah. So yeah, like him just nonchalantly pushing the thing.
Boop.
Yeah. So at this point, we have 3 of the Yakuza League dealt with, who we really don't see until like the final act of the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. They're kind of just taken care of for the most part.
And then when we see
they
them
have
again,
like a few scraps here and there, but for the most part, I think they're just done.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much done here.
We skipped over the weird. I think we skipped over. The
did.
timeline's all fucked.
We
The
did.
weird
The Wonder Woman
singing scene. I'm not letting you get away from that.
We also forgot about the
The Alfred presentation.
the Alpha presentation
I thought
video.
we did that on purpose.
We have to talk about both these scenes.
Is this my payback for bringing it up?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. You go ahead first then.
Okay.
Yours happens first, technically.
The Alfred. No, which one happens first?
Alfred.
The Alfred,
Okay,
yeah, because it's like right before they do the assault on the Yakuza
right.
League.
So this is when Batman is putting together his master plan to take down the Yakuza League. And Alfred comes up and he says something to the effect of, I've prepared something for you. And then we are treated.
Assaulted.
Because of how like abrupt it happened.
Immediate.
Like there was not like it just looked like it cut into a different thing.
It became a different movie altogether. It became a 1980s
Voltron
Anime,
movie.
Yeah.
Voltron style, like animation style, music, everything.
Yeah, where we see the Bat family, like each Batman, like the Robins, they individually hop in.
Minus
Red
Red Hood.
Hood.
He was not there for
Okay,
it.
but we see them each like hop into vehicles that are doing various things, and then we see the vehicles begin to come together and like form into one. And this thing goes on for a while.
Oh yeah,
It goes
like
on
I
for
want to
exactly
say
as long
like
as you'd
4 or 5 minutes.
Maybe not that long, but long
It
enough.
felt like it.
Yeah.
Long enough to convince us that, oh no, this is the movie. and you know what? I have to give them some applause because
That's fair. Yes.
they got us.
They got us real good.
They fucking got, and the whole time, this presentation is just what Alfred is showing them on the back screen.
And we were losing our fucking mind.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
I think I was just making noises. I had lost the ability to
I think it was like,
Dylan, you were inconsolable at this point.
I think you were just like, all right, Dylan, I don't know what time it is. I need to be alone.
Because it looked like the movie had just become something completely different. Like now we were watching, like you said, Voltron, but with the Bat family, and it was ridiculous and it was hilarious.
And the best part, in my opinion, was whenever Alfred pauses it. First off, I thought you paused it. But then I saw the symbol
hold the
look
fuck
different.
up, we can't watch this no
The
more.
symbol looked different. I was like, wait, what? Because it was like a restart symbol. And then all of the Bat family was like, no. And walked off. Like they basically just said no and walked off. And Alfred was like, oh, did you not enjoy the
He worked hard on
cheeky
that.
fuck? He knew what he did.
He knew what he did. I can only wish that the whole movie had been this self-aware and funny.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been something completely
Like if they meant it to be more of a comedy, I think
Yeah.
this movie would have been more genius.
And technically,
Yes.
not that same way, but they did have multi vehicles that matched together.
did, yeah.
And when they first flew in, somebody broke it apart. I can't
I think
remember.
it was Green Lantern.
I think it was Green Lantern. Did like
yeah,
a
with
little
their
stab
the
thing.
little stabby things.
And they all just like, pop,
Yep.
and then kept going and split up. But then, at some point after that initial fight, or before, I think it was after. It was after. Like everybody had been subdued. They went off to go fight the big bad person or like prepare for it and all that. And I want to say you even said, because they just put him like in a tube on one of the Batmobiles, and you were like, he better have taken her fucking ring.
Yeah.
No, I said that. I said
Okay,
that.
one of you two did. But yeah. And I don't think he did. Because she got out.
Yeah, because when she makes like, her third act face turn with the others, she's got a ring.
Well, even before that, whenever Harley is over with Diana, like sleeping, and then Diana does a weird, I'm not sure the time zone for it, but like the old anime, it was a very beautiful song, but like the old anime woman standing in the snow singing scene.
It made no sense.
It
It was another one of those, let's just check the box.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely felt very much like how that Alfred presentation was. It was just out of nowhere, and what the fuck just happened?
So one of the reasons it's like that, I noticed, one at the bottom of the screen, it had the CRT TV mess up. It had like the little glitch in the visual where it had like the pixels were slightly off and everything, and I was like, no, they fucking didn't.
Yeah, like this was less noticeable, but the animation style did change.
Yeah,
for this music video that Wonder Woman did,
and this was one of the main scenes where I was like, you know what, Harley, me too, because she's laying there sleeping, and then it happens, and her eyes just go, what the fuck? Yeah. And she like slowly like is looking around like, what is happening? Because she's in the room and it's happening like outside of her room, and she like slides the paper door and peeks, and then goes, oh no, and tries to hide, and it doesn't work. She just gets, the door gets slammed open, and she gets just pulled into the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, it would be like if I took a pause in the middle of this podcast to step outside the door and shoot a Usher music video, and I'm just, my shirt's open, dancing, there's rain. It's
It'd
like
be the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
And we're both here just like,
oh hey guys.
Granted, I've got my phone out recording, but that's
somebody's got to. Actually, we should use mine. Mine's newer. It's got a better camera.
probably.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nothing against your phone. I'm just saying, like, I mean, why not choose the better one?
But the difference between this scene and like the Alfred scene is that Alfred was trying to do something with that. It made sense to the plot, and
at least kind of foreshadowed. And it was kind of witty. This literally did not mean anything.
It didn't mean anything. Yeah. So
Yeah, like I was so confused during this whole thing. But that was most of the movie. But
it was that was just a mind fuck for the sake of it.
And it segues into another kind of mind fuck of Harley and Diana going over to meet Aquaman. And they start to fight, which admittedly is a pretty cool fucking fight scene.
The way it starts, there was less than a frame used to start the fight.
That happens a lot in anime.
Okay.
So they're just sitting there chatting, and I, being a fucking anime person, I'm just like, yep, I know what's about to happen. They're way too casual about this. They're about to fight like a motherfucker. And they're just sitting there talking, and then they're casually standing there, and then the next scene, there's them hitting each other and a shockwave happening out. And you two are like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've watched DBZ, but at least there's a little bit more than a frame in between.
There's normally like, posing or there's...
This was like...
Which I have to... I know we're not there yet, but there was a moment that really... But everything was going crazy in this part of the movie, so I was just like... I didn't say anything. But it was when they all the Robins and the Batmans get to the invisible fucking thing, and all the Batmans, the Batman and all the Robins were touching the thing,
the circle,
the invisible circle of
bullshit.
Fuckery,
the Quake engine.
But fucking Ra's al Ghul and
Wonder
Woman have this strange little standoff. They bow to one another and then set in their stance and start fighting. And I'm like, while I appreciate that type of, if it happened in something that was not this or this situation, I would get it. But it was just so out of place. Like they're really trying to stop him.
Yeah.
And they're taking the time to bow and attack.
That one actually didn't mess with him that much because it's like the whole like cultural thing.
Right.
It's still weird.
But like,
all
right. So I know Ra's al Ghul was trained, in the ways of the ninja. However,
even though he's technically in this being a samurai,
that was my point. The way he set himself up was like
a quick draw,
like motherfucker, you don't have any honor.
Yeah.
No.
That's also another fair point. Wait a minute.
You have no honor. Why would you bow to fight Wonder Woman or whatever, the Eagle Warrior, whatever her name was? Doesn't matter. Either way.
Good point. And also, how does that pose work when you just have a lasso?
Well, she didn't have the same pose. She had a different one.
Yeah, she had a different pose, but he definitely did the
she had a
samurai
pose,
sword.
but I'm like, How do you pose with the fucking lasso?
Interestingly enough, other than the fact that her lasso is now extra fucking magic, because it was never a lasso, it was just a rope in this.
Was it?
Yeah, it was just a fucking rope. She
It
never made it into a lasso.
Like I think she did a loop once, but that's
It wrapped around
that's
things,
true. That's,
Yeah.
but she
that's
never
what you
had a
mean.
lasso. It just fucking wrapped around shit.
right.
In
I
my
guess it
mind,
wouldn't be a lasso.
Have you ever seen the ninja weapon where it's like a kunai or like a dagger
Attached to a
rope?
Scorpion's original weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I just always assumed it was that. I cannot
a
remember.
meteor hammer.
Is that what it's called?
That is another
That's
name
not
for
that
it.
version of it though. That's whenever it has the non-point at the end.
Right. A Jean-Pacto, I think. Something.
No, I don't think it's that either. I'm not going to look it up again.
Either way, it's a rope with a heavy object and or spike at the end of it.
I don't think it's technically called two different things if it's a spike or a non, but
Yeah, but
I could
either
also
way.
be wrong. But I always just assumed it was that because it kind of worked like that.
Well, at one point she used it to like tickle a bunch of Yakuza, and that was weird.
To death.
Yeah, to death.
I forgot about that part, actually.
There's so much I've forgotten about. Where even were we before this segue?
Yeah, so I think the next big thing is we just go to the.
Hold on, because this is one of the main issues.
Oh boy.
Because we were back at the one fight because it was really really cool, and then the Green Lantern shows up and just has a whole bunch of Diana's underlings and like two giant hands. She's about to crush them to death.
Yep.
And first off, I thought this was very interesting because they were just like, we know you won't do anything to hurt them, and then Diana was just like, sorry girls. And was about to keep fighting.
The girls were like, go on, like, do what you need to do.
Yeah, but I really expected Diana to still be like, no, I can't do it.
That is true.
But she was just like, well.
Yeah.
And then Harley shows up, of all people, and is just like, I like getting into trouble, let's do this. And she fights off fucking Jessica. By springing off the ground, which I was like, all right, that's anime and extra, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
but then started jumping around to the air.
And I'm like, okay.
With spring shoes.
With spring shoes.
Here's my thing, though.
She has moon boots.
She uses her moon boots to blast off towards Green Lantern. Use your fucking imagination, Jessica, and come up with something to just swat her out of the air.
That is clear. That is like what the Green Lantern's power is.
But she was never trained.
I figured it out.
Yeah, that's true.
I figured out why.
In this version, yeah.
I figured out why. This Harley Quinn is directly from the Suicide Squad easy.
Oh no.
She's got the magic powers from that one.
I can't discuss so many bad things at one time.
WTF NBA.
Hate you all.
What the fuck
Must be anime. Thank you, Caleb, for this
You motherfuckers
glorious
are really gonna show up
phrase.
in those damn shirts.
Yeah, we're
Do
gonna
not
get.
give me
We're
one.
gonna
I will
get.
not wear it.
Oh, you're
Out
gonna
of
get
principle,
one.
I cannot wear it.
Just
Yes,
like
you
Ace
can.
is getting a Bustin' shirt. It's happening.
What?
I will accept my shirt if he accepts his. You don't have to wear it because I'm not wearing mine. But you must keep it.
Oh no. Well.
Busted.
So the next big thing that happened here, we can just fast forward to the Batman and Superman fight.
Yes. I think we kind of took a step back and we stepped back forward towards it.
There's so much that.
We will not be able to properly convey this.
Absolutely not.
So, first off,
He's in a truck.
how it starts, we all at the first scene of it, we were like, that won't work. Because Superman gets hit by a normal fucking tank and gets launched like 20 feet.
Yeah, like I think he's fighting Diana. Actually, I think that's
Yeah, he's fighting Diana. So
Diana.
He's not paying attention, sure. But
And
at most, he'd be like, boom.
yeah, like maybe a head turn, but no, he gets hit by a tank and gets knocked over onto his back for a second.
Bounces,
Yeah.
and then flies up and is just like,
Bitch, what?
An accurate depiction would be more like what happened in Batman vs. Superman when Batman rounds the corner his giant back tank and there's Superman right there and the back tank crumbles around Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, this tank took like 7 hits from Batman.
It did.
I'm
I
sorry,
mean,
Superman.
Yeah, it really
He's like
did.
punching the shit out of the same spot. That's glass. And it takes like 3 hits to get through that shit.
Right.
And he like, I think he finally gets pissed off and eye lasers it.
Yeah. Or
Which rips off. Well, don't forget the bat tank grew a head.
it grew a dragon head.
It grew
Yeah,
a
he
dragon
punched
head,
it, and then it got
and
away
then
somehow. I
lasered
think
the
his Diana
neck,
helped.
which flew that up into the air. Which then he laser beamed again, and it exploded and turned into a mech suit.
It did.
But one of the mech suits that like you see this much of the person.
Yeah, very much like Avatar.
The movie, the Blue People.
The Blue People movie.
See,
yeah.
I was thinking of
or like even
Matrix
Alien.
3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of like
the gun things.
Like the gun, or like Ripley from Aliens.
Yeah. Ripley
yeah.
from Aliens. Yeah.
It is similar to that.
Yeah, like you can see the upper half, but like they're bigger.
Giant mech suit where for whatever reason person in it is just exposed.
Which makes no sense to me.
No.
Never has. Dr. Robotnik can make better
The
ones.
Ripley one, in my opinion, the Ripley one makes the most sense.
Because that was just a
cargo
robot.
thing.
Yeah. It wasn't made to fight aliens.
Right. Yeah.
That one makes the most sense in my opinion. The rest of them, no idea why.
No. Yeah. It makes no sense.
But
yeah,
he's in that, and that takes another set of pits from like he punches fist to fist Superman a good 2 times.
Yeah, I'm like, how? What is this suit made of? And I said it's made out of platanium.
Which was a good one.
Platanium. Yeah, that was a good one.
Because I tried to mix like vibranium and adamantium, but they have the same ending.
Right.
So I was like,
I said unobtainium, but like I don't think it really meant anything.
and I was just like, I don't know, an alloy of all of them.
Oh my gosh.
But after the first like hit, Batman like gets it there, which I guess is a weak point compared to the fist.
No, remember
Superman.
Remember though, like Batman designed this so when it gets hit, the pieces fly into the different areas of this crater that apparently was made, so that it would set up the trap. Remember?
And I hate to give this movie any kind of credit for this dumbass plan, but the reason why Superman was there in the first place is because the last person to get captured was the Flash, and that was where Nightwing and Red Hood had stopped the Flash. Superman,
that's right.
He lasers the ground and
Fucks up all kinds of shit to go get him.
But we did kind of gloss over a specific spot at the very beginning of this fight. Is we said that Diane is fighting Superman, and then Batman shows up and does the thing after his.
I think he was just getting. Diana wasn't fighting him at first.
She shows up
because he was trying to kill the Robins down below.
Right.
And he was like doing one of his a million fucking monologues.
Yeah, Superman monologued a lot in this movie. Yeah. But anyway, like the point I was getting to was Diana is there, and Batman's then had his fucking tank, dragon head, flying dragon head explode into the mech suit, and he literally tells Diana to fucking leave.
He's like, I've got this.
No, the fuck you don't. But apparently he did. Whatever. Because, like, against regular Superman, no, he would not.
Absolutely not.
Against whatever this version of this sucky Superman was, yes, he did.
He apparently did.
Here's the thing that blows my mind. We all agree that this Superman sucks. But when he's first being introduced in this movie, we get a brief glimpse of him fighting Doomsday.
Oh yeah, and takes him the fuck out.
And apparently he won, you know?
Maybe Doomsday also sucked.
There you go.
I mean, like, honestly, I think we've definitely established that every single villain and anyone basically who is not from the past, the ones that went back to feudal Japan, minus Batman. Excluding Batman, were just lame.
Yeah.
They just sucked.
Agreed.
Which is not a sentence I thought I'd say.
Yeah,
right?
Shouldn't be. But, you know, this is one of those things where, like, fuck what the characters can or should be able to do. What do we need to happen for this plot to continue on?
I'm going to need them to stop doing that.
I wish they would. But if they did, I wouldn't have a job, Dylan.
I was about to say, like, that's kind of the whole basis for the superhero homies. Like,
can I at least get, like, a few in there that don't do that?
I would love to just come over here and discuss all the wonderful shit that comes out.
I would love to come up here and discuss any. For my time slot specifically.
We are going to fix that one day, Dylan.
One day.
I'm going to put that on Caleb to rectify.
He's going to use that one time so many fucking times on my shit. I'm going to be like, you can't use it 3 times. It's a one-time thing.
But the way this fight continues is that they fall down into like this crater that's been created, and it was
Yeah.
specifically Batman falls down there, and Superman goes down there too.
If I remember correctly, he like hovers and lands there. Like he intentionally goes down there.
Which makes sense. He is trying to get him in this little area.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's this damn near Rube Goldberg contraption.
From the broken pieces of his mech suit.
Which I just realized this motherfucker somehow timed this fight with the sunrise.
Yeah.
Because it's been night this whole fucking time.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that when the sun just happens to crest, all his little parts, along with in the perfect part in his monologue, which, okay, I can give him that. It's a show, whatever. It just makes a nice little laser thing, and all of a sudden, Superman's weak.
Yep. Red Sun.
Red Sun, yeah.
I didn't know you could do that with prisms, but all right. I'm not Batman.
It's just, that's just another way of going around your elbow to get to your asshole. Because Batman should have a red sun. Batman should have a red sun emitter just laying around the Batcave.
Yeah.
Just
like,
fucking grab it.
I mean, if in Underworld they have UV flashlights, why can't he have a red sun flashlight? That just makes sense to me.
He for sure has it. That's the thing that's frustrating.
As dumb of a sentence as that might have sounded originally, yes. Because I'm pretty sure you said it to be like half extra, but yes, he should.
Yeah, I was being half extra, but still, no, I agree.
I wish I could say that Batman takes this opportunity to just beat the teetotal shit out of Superman.
And he starts to.
But he talks 3 times as much as he fights.
Actually, you know what? In this scene, Batman says more than he does in any other part.
That's true. Maybe that's why they gave him so much dialogue during this scene, is because they're like, you know what, we need to give him some exposition.
He was one chalkboard away from running a class for fucking Superman about everything that his weakness is.
Oh yeah, like Batman doesn't reveal exactly how he's done something or what information he
might
has.
tell you 1 or 2 things, but it's as he's beating your ass.
Like I know they're trying to portray this bullshit of like the Clark I knew.
Yeah.
You know, wouldn't do
He's fucking
this.
trying to date Superman real hard.
But like, I'm sorry. At this point, fucking Batman wants to fucking end this shit.
Yes. I mean, because at the end of the day, Batman knows this is a Kryptonian I'm dealing with. I need to shut this shit down.
Honestly,
right
more like
now.
Kryptonian light, but whatever.
Yeah. I hate to keep doing this. I have a theory as to why the villains in particular suck. I hate to keep doing this. I have a theory as to why the villains in particular suck. Because with the exception of Superman, and we haven't really seen any of them have any sort of challenge. Like, what in their universe could ever stop them?
That is actually, I hate you. That is actually a
God damn it.
Because it is specifically generated that way by Ra's al Ghul and his fucking bullshit machine of fuck you.
That launches people.
Well, that's a different part of the machine.
I know.
Yeah. By the way, there's a goon shooting Gatling gun.
Oh yeah, so the Yakuza Hurricane is literally a Gatling gun that launches these individuals that flew from the sky in the jetpacks through a vortex that Flash creates.
Yep. That
Barry.
Who comes like?
He's just running onto the platform, making a fucking cyclone.
When this script was being written, was it like, I fucking got it?
I hope so. Also, I think that's the second time you've said that about one of my movies.
And then there's another guy in the corner who's like, fucking great.
It's awesome. One dude's just in the corner fucking munching on some bag of something.
Because I think that, like, the shit that goes on in this movie is crazy for comic books. It's crazy for anime. It's just fucking crazy.
It is. It really is.
I'll give this one this. Like I said before, it is not as extra as the first one. Fucking how.
It's not. Because they used up all the super extra shit in the first one.
They really must have been like, all right, are there any tropes left? We got like 3, sir.
We can have one woman sing
some song. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, some kind of K-pop adjacent song. And we can have Alfred.
I don't know if it counts as a K-pop.
It's not K-pop, but you know. I
said adjacent.
That's not even really adjacent. But anyway.
I mean, we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, thank you. We can have Alfred do some
corny fucking 1980s anime fucking fusion bullshit.
Yeah, give the viewers a heart attack.
We were so pissed.
At least it wasn't, Wookiee Grandpa whacking off in the living room.
God, nothing will ever be that.
I laughed harder at that. I at least laughed at that.
I was mortified at that. Homies, never watch the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Fuck it, watch the Star Wars special.
Don't do that.
I'm angry. Don't watch Cool World though.
Don't do that either. Yeah. Oh boy.
Fuck, where were we?
So the Red Sun,
Prism.
yeah, it wears. Well, Superman throws a brick at it.
Normal Superman.
Yep.
Yeets a fucking
Man,
brick.
not Superman, just
Yeah,
man.
just man. Throws a fucking brick.
I do believe his name is Man of Steel.
Man of squishy flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man of squishy flesh picks up a rock and chucks it at it, and manages to dislodge one of the prisms.
One.
One single prism. Which also, come to think of it, Batman would not let one of them mess up.
It might weaken it a bit, but not get rid of it. Not get rid of it.
It
Yeah.
would have at least taken 2 or 3.
Yeah,
It's
and
bullshit.
why do you guys keep doing this to me? And in his defense, I think that Batman wanted an excuse to knock the shit out of him with kryptonite knuckles.
He does pull some really cool kryptonite knuckles out.
Yeah.
My thing is, why the fuck didn't he do that before?
Why didn't he start with that?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if he starts with that and misses or is too slow, that's gonna be a
He's
problem.
Batman. He won't.
Does anybody else find it weird that Clark gave him the kryptonite
No,
knuckles?
because
I'm actually not. Yeah.
Clark gives
No,
him
like,
kryptonite in the comics.
Kryptonite, yes.
Yeah. Oh, but specifically,
Kryptonite knuckles.
specifically Knuckles is weird.
In this scene, it gets a little weirder. First off, Superman is flying because he has the flying pose.
Yeah.
Batman is also there because you don't see what they're standing on.
And they're eye level, so it's not like this where he's flying
it should
above
be,
him.
So I don't know if he's on a cliff, if he's on a romantic picnic.
He might be on
the
a rooftop or something. Who knows?
Probably a rooftop. But either way,
It was
Clark
a
is
little awkward.
holding the knuckles while flying.
Yeah, that didn't make any
Kryptonite.
sense. Yeah.
It's not in a lead casing or anything. It's
It's
just
not glowing, but you just see the green. So he's just like, here you go.
Here you go.
Here you go.
And if I were Bruce, I would have so many questions in that moment. Like
How the fuck are you flying right now?
how are you?
These ain't gonna do shit.
How are you holding this kryptonite? First of all, second of all, do you have some kind of weird kink This is bizarre, Clark.
It's like, don't put this in a bullet. Just punch me with it.
Hit me again. It's the only time I feel.
They do bring up that line, not directly that way. But in this scene when Batman's beating the fuck out of Superman, which I still think was cathartic for him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
He was just like, this is what humans are like. This is what pain feels like. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure Batman or Superman knows what pain feels like a little bit. Like,
no, not this version.
Yeah.
this version is true. He's a big baby bitch.
But Superman is bested by Batman and the Kryptonite Knucks.
In a one tap.
Yeah, just one hit. That's right.
That's actually canonically correct.
Yeah,
I know it weakens him. Doesn't it normally take a second? Not just like a.
But Batman,
that's a
Batman punching anyone that's normal would fucking go flying like that.
And Superman had
Yeah,
been
but he
getting,
took like 4 hits before that. That's actually fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say Superman had been getting his ass beat prior to that too.
And started to basically piss himself.
Yeah. Homelander's gonna get that treatment sometime.
I was literally about to say
yeah.
that this Superman kind of reminded me a little bit of Homelander.
A little bit.
To a degree, yeah.
Yeah, not a lot, but just like I got my ass beat. I'm gonna throw a fucking tantrum and cry myself to sleep.
Yeah.
So some kind of useless cuffs are placed on Superman.
Which made
Because
no
later
sense.
on, when he's still inhibited, he just
Yep. But now
because Batman re-ups the fucking red
but
sun.
either way,
Batman goes to confront Ra's al Ghul. So the demon head and the detective can
we
have.
forgot entirely about Damien.
Damien's been captured this whole time by Ra's al Ghul.
it really didn't fucking matter. Other than the fact that there was this weird sushi scene where he popped up
And then Damien showed up in a fucking
claw machine that made no fucking sense to me, but whatever.
With a bunch of fucking sushi plushies.
And Ace brought up a very good point. Why would you think of doing that?
Yeah.
Why would you make this?
Why would you make this?
He somehow knew that Damien would order California rolls. Mm-hmm. He would bitch about the California rolls and pre-made a vending machine full of California roll plushies.
Plushies, yeah. Plushies.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're plushies.
They look plushy to me.
Yeah.
They had little tags on them.
It was all so fucking bizarre. Like, you don't have shit else to do with your time or money than to build that.
But I guess he had a month.
Yeah. Which does, and we talk about character integrity. Ra's al Ghul would never fucking do anything stupid like that.
No, he wouldn't. Absolutely not.
Like, even if it is his grandson, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Also, if he was able to just fucking hit the end button this whole time, anybody waited a month for Batman to show back up, he wouldn't.
Yeah. No.
He'd just be like, cool, we're good.
Yeah, we're just going to do it.
Yeah. So, yeah, we get the demon and the detective fight, kind of.
Sort of?
Yeah, sort of.
Isn't it, like, more of just, like, hanging from helicopters and shit?
That happens later.
A little bit later, yeah.
They start.
I kind of blanked out towards the end.
I understand.
Well, a lot of shit happened here. Like, they started to kind of fight, and slowly the Bat family kind of reconvened.
Yeah, and then
we get to the invisible dome part, because that's where the Bat family shows up
with the Quake engine thing.
Yeah, the Quake engine.
Well, there wasn't really a dome there, but also, how the fuck did Diana get her ass beat?
By Ra's? Did she? No, he did something that knocked her off of the...
But she can fly.
I'm going to need you to stop. If we're going to start making logical points, then we might as well end this thing, all right?
He disabled her somehow.
He did.
He knocked her off the edge of something, but
she got weakened before that, and then he just yeets her the fuck off to the side.
Oh no, it's because all the heroes are starting to like converge with like.
Oh, that's right. She started to connect with her.
Yeah, because the Bat family are converging with the invisible dome. That
wasn't happening yet.
Huh?
That wasn't happening yet.
Yeah,
they
it
were
was
just there.
That was during the fight where they did the stance and everything.
Yeah, it was.
The bow stance.
No, I remember that part, but I thought she.
Yeah, like she got yeeted during that part.
Batman, because she originally has the part and tries to go put it in, and then the machine disappears, and then the Bat family does the thing, and then while they're literally messing with this fucking dome, is when they do this weird little standoff thing. Not like bow to each other and then attack, which just really flipped me off, man. I was like, "What the fuck?" The only part of that I find really weird is the radical part. Now that you've explained that he just won't have.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have done that stupid shit.
He would not have. Absolutely not.
I still don't know how the fuck she lost. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It really doesn't matter. True. Like she should not lose to Ra's al Ghul in anything except for maybe a chess match.
In which case, she could just punch him.
Yeah.
And checkmate.
Right. Oh man. How the fuck did this movie end?
Some shit happened.
So they fuse. So the Bat family gets to the machine, puts the piece in, and
a lot of shit happens before that. So they try to bring it back, right? And I'll quickly go through this from what I can remember. Tell me if I'm wrong. They try to through the power of time aids. Try to because they hear it, then quantum bullshit. It starts to pull it back in, right?
Science ninja technique.
This was not a science ninja technique. That was not a science ninja technique.
Which we did completely gloss all over that.
I was hoping.
We have to talk about science ninja techniques.
Let me get through this, and then you can talk about your fucking shit. So they try to do that, but they don't have enough people, and then around that point, because Ra's al Ghul hit the fucking button and pulled the regulator out for it, basically, which they're trying to put back in to fix everything. But around that time, it turns out that the two planes of existence were starting to sandwich together. So around that time, gravity swaps because they're too close in the top of the fucking tower to normal Earth, I guess. And then Ra's al Ghul fucks off, and there are some fights, and all of the superheroes that are currently villains see different versions of themselves from the current timeline. And is like, oh yeah, I'm good.
That was so weird.
I thought they melded.
I thought so too.
Because most of them, you see like the two versions, like whenever they first went across, and they were like, blah, 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 and they came back together, and they started acting good. And then with the Superman, when he just sees better him, and it was just like, breaks his cuffs, and then like takes his hand and cries. Because he's just like, oh.
Well, you did make a good point during that scene. Superman doesn't need to wear shoes, but he was just floating there with no shoes.
No shoes. You know what it was, man? It was very messianic. It was extremely messianic here.
Messianic?
Jesus-like. Christ-like.
I've never heard of it.
I get it.
That is very true. There was a beam of light coming down. He was floating in the rubble.
Very silhouette-y.
But yeah, then they all show up just like, because all of the goons and everything because now that gravity is swapped, everything that's just on normal ground is falling to the other Earth. So all the superheroes are just like catching and saving all of them. I also told the rest of the group around this point, I was like, yeah, that hits like 2 or 3 of my fears in a row. And then so much nothing happens.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of nothing, and it's weird. Going back to like the Yakuza League seeing other versions of themselves. If I just magically saw like 2 or 3 superior versions of me, it would just kind of make me bummed out, I think.
I'd be a little pissed. If I just saw like a superhero / supervillain, I don't know, I'm not going to assume which whenever that is, of me, and then I saw one where I'm just rich, I'd be like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah.
I'll take either of these.
I'm stuck with this? This is bullshit.
It sure wouldn't motivate me to save anybody.
No.
I'd go fucking lay down.
Yeah. I gotta sleep this off.
Fuck, give me another one of them cookies.
This is fucking bullshit.
But yeah, they start saving everybody. Superman can't hold up a single building, which was stupid.
Yeah, like...
I guess he is technically trying to hold up a whole reality island. But even then, pretty sure he's picked up an island.
Maybe he hasn't even done that.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't he punch the Earth to actually like get it started again? Or am I thinking of something else?
I know one time in one of his histories, he fucking flew backwards around the Earth to reverse his
reverse time.
That was Superman 2.
That's some bullshit.
That was a movie.
But either way, at the same time, I know he's at least punched some comets or meteors flying. Like, he can lift up a fucking reality. Sure.
It's an island. It's only an island reality as well.
Right. It's fucking Japan.
At most. He can at least deal with most of it. And then Diana also shows up. Yep. And that kind of...
I kind of feel like she did most of the work.
Well, at the end there, he's fucking...
hovering, and she's still got one arm on it.
They do manage to get everything back together. They all show up, but Batman, not true to his form at all. Like, the engine shows back up enough, and Batman just goes... I didn't make it.
Yeah.
We got nothing.
Yeah, he chunks the thing. He chunks the MacGuffin at the other MacGuffin.
And it doesn't reach.
Yeah, it doesn't
And
reach.
then Harley shows up, and he's just like, I guess I'll trust you. Man. Throws it to her.
Here's the thing. So pointless because...
I did feel like this was just kind of forced.
It was. Because there's no reason why Batman just couldn't do it. But we have to have...
Batarang that shit into place? Why not?
Yeah. But no, we have to have superhero Harley here.
Which,
the alliteration with that. Goddamn. We have to have superhero Harley here. Okay.
Anyway.
I do like Harley as a character, right? Mm-hmm. I also like when Harley changes, when specifically Harley beats the fuck out of Joker and leaves him and becomes an anti-hero. But that does not mean that she needs to just become a superhero now.
Yeah.
I think it needs to calm down a little bit.
A little bit.
Just to slightly unveil the curtain for all your homies out there, what literally happened was DC wanted some of that Deadpool money, and they put that on Harley.
Oh, that makes sense. I don't like that.
Me either.
Yeah, after that's fixed...
They even have the same color scheme.
In some versions. Not in this version.
Not in this version, but you know what I mean.
She's more like Tekashi 6ix9ine in this.
I don't even know who the fuck that is. But after they hit that button, all but the tower goes back into the other reality, right? It just closes it off, and then the tower, I guess, is too far fucking through, so it's just floating there. And then Superman just stops holding
That's
it.
Tekashi 6 now.
Oh, I do know what that is.
Yeah, that's very fair. Like,
That's
that
a little too close.
a little too close to home.
I don't want that on my
Superman.
shirt.
Superman just puts his hands down, and Diana's just doing this number with it.
Yeah, by herself.
Well, at this point, though,
I mean,
it's been
only a
severed.
building.
It's
I
only
get
been,
that.
it's been severed.
But if she's able to hold that much on one hand,
Yeah.
the two of them were they were just fucking around.
Oh yeah, like they were just trying to be dramatic.
Oh,
That's
also,
all it was.
Aquaman threw up a whole bunch of water towards it. That's not going to do a damn thing.
It looked cool.
It looked really cool because it like came up from the side and like branched over into it. But I was just like, that's not doing anything.
Yeah, Jessica actually kept the Yakuza alive.
And Barry,
Oh yeah, and
Barry.
And Barry.
those two were the ones that like kept everybody alive. Although I'm fairly sure that he shouldn't have been able to save any of them. But
I wonder how much their tailor is making off of the Yakuza. It's got to be a lot.
so much. And he can mass produce it.
Oh yeah,
Because it's the same.
It's the same cut. Yeah,
100% every time.
But I think, and that's kind of just how it ends.
yeah.
They're
They
just like,
saved.
we'll help fix everything, and
Oh, it is around this point is where we see Gordon again.
Oh yeah, when he stands there, huh? That's what he's talking about.
it was a little bit of going there, but he's still just fucking standing right there. But yeah, Batman's just like, we'll help you fix stuff, and they're just like, no, we'll fix it. It's our stuff.
Yep.
And there was like a
And
weird
then-
moment there.
And then they go out and they
just
fix
fix
it.
stuff.
And then Batman gets a call from the Justice League about their weekly meeting at the Watchtower. And why isn't he
Like,
there?
you're late. And he just has this weird
Shit-eating grin.
sappy grin
Yeah.
thing, and I'm just like, this is fucking weird. And then Damien's haircut comes back.
Yeah, it did come back.
No one deserves that haircut. I can hear the others trying to say otherwise. No one deserves that haircut.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that I don't remember if I pointed this out, but in the beginning of the movie, Damien seemed like he missed it.
Seems sad.
And now at the end,
He's crying in bed,
yeah.
like with the covers up,
Yeah.
and fucking Alfred being the asshole he is.
Which also, by the way, when Alfred walks into that room,
it does not look right.
thank you. Like it kind of felt like maybe like a honeymoon suite for a second.
Oh, the way the bed
Like
looks.
the bed looked, the very very red sheets.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, and then it was like my haircut is like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it did not look like only one person was under there.
I was looking at the giant ostrich egg that Alfred had prepared.
Oh,
I was like,
he had like
people do eat
a wig head, I think.
Oh, is that what that was?
Maybe, I don't fucking know.
Oh, I thought
he
it
had a
was
wig
like
in his hand.
Oh yeah,
Just like-
it was it was a mannequin head that he was putting the
It looked like an ostrich egg, and I was like, "Why would anyone want to?" I get the
I'd try
protein intake, but that's got to be disgusting.
I'd try an ostrich egg, not raw or anything like that, but I'd try it.
Yeah, I seen one.
yeah. Some
on the
people just
episode-
crack it open on the top, just scoop it up with a spoon.
I saw one on the
I'm
episode
good
of
on
Atlanta, and that shit look. Yeah.
Yeah, cook my food, please.
You know what? I've seen you throw up. It's a lot quieter than that.
That was a fucking ostrich egg.
Only when it's a whole bunch of alcohol.
Yeah, pretty much. Stealth mode.
Stealth mode.
But yeah, he's just like, do you want to try wearing this wig? First off, I would too. I'd wear it and tell that shit.
100%
Honestly, I'd rather be bald.
Yeah, just shave my head at that point.
If I woke up and most of this was gone, I had just a tuft here, some shit on set. Nah, just send it home.
First of all, there's nothing wrong being bald.
Exactly.
It's actually quite beautiful.
No, like honestly, like once
I
my
think
hair
I have a
thins
weird
out to a
head
point where
hair.
I don't like it, I'm going bald, bro.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm shaving it off.
Goddamn right. So yeah, I mean, I get that can be a little traumatic for a 11-year-old, but hey,
Is he 11?
And or someone who really enjoys their hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
sure.
But no, I would just send it home.
Yeah. Hang it up.
Especially in his instance, it'll grow back
It'll grow back.
pretty quick.
Speaking of hanging things up, DC, I need you guys to hang up the Batman Ninja IP.
Well, hold on. You said earlier
No,
that you
hey.
wouldn't have a job. Also, at the end of this movie, who was it that said they wanted a third one?
Oh yeah, he did say this,
who said that?
yeah, you did. I was there.
I don't remember that.
I was
That's
there.
2 witnesses.
Junior's with me. The Junior just said that he doesn't remember me saying that at all.
You paid him, I saw you.
He got that Deadpool money.
It wasn't money. You paid him with something else. I don't know what it was.
It was a little baggy. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
There's the baby.
Don't tell no one. All right.
Damn it, Junior.
Mum's the word.
He's going to think he said mom's the word.
This is my favorite part of the episode now. Before we wrap up, we have to give our final thoughts and score this thing.
Do we really have to score this movie?
We have to score
We've
this
been
movie.
going for so much longer than this movie.
Hey, welcome to the podcast.
That's true. Well, that usually is the case.
That's
though.
true, but damn.
Oh, yeah. And listen, that just means that we took more care and attention to explain this shit. We
tried.
Honestly, I feel like you took more care to explain this shit than we did. We just talked about how much we hated it.
I said a few fun points.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
I need you to watch that first one.
I'm not watching that
I
first
need
one.
you
Not
to do
after
it.
this. Like, if it's worse than this, no, I'm not watching it. Like,
Just sit down with Caleb and make him watch it too.
Nope. Won't happen.
Me.
It's going to be difficult to get that to happen. Real difficult. Well, I got it. We're going to trap Caleb in the room and make him watch the sequel. We can just trap ours in the room.
Same room.
Him
Make
yeah,
one
same
both.
room. Yeah, make them watch
You gotta
both
watch
of them.
second one.
Excuse you?
Huh? I was talking to Dylan.
Yeah, I know who you were talking to.
We were having an A/B conversation. You can see yourself out.
I'm on this podcast.
Oh, boy. Who wants to go first?
We'll go you.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Overall, I do not like this movie. It's very confusing, very overly fast paced. Like, there was so much about it that just did not really do anything. I will say, as always, the best part of this movie is to get to review it with you guys and make fun of it. I will give, not to say every bit of it was bad, because I do say that some of the visuals were really nice. Like, I remember one scene, I think it's very beginning, when the Yakuza hurricane is raining men. Batman drops down with a fucking thunder, thunder wave punch.
Thunder punch, yeah.
That shit was dope. I enjoyed most of the Flash stuff. I think he was the least sucky out of the Yakuza.
Kinda, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except for his fucking name was Bari the Fleetfoot.
Fleetfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, all right.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway, I enjoyed his aesthetic as the the Flash Raiden.
Looking, yeah, that was cool.
That was fucking dope. And again, I did say I enjoyed the Aquaman, the Nordic Aquaman. And, like, I know he was more like he had Asian inspiration, but at the same time, I felt it was very Nordic. Those are the good things for me. All the bad things were the rest of it. So as far as, like, my overall thoughts, that's it. And do I rank now, or do we all
You
go?
can go ahead and do it now.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
That's pretty rough coming from
That's
him.
rough.
Do you want to go next or me?
Yeah, we can go down the line. You can go
Okay.
next.
So, as fucking extra and wild and dumb as this movie was, right? First off, I don't think I hated it as much as the first one did.
I was wondering that myself.
I don't remember what I rated the first one.
Me either.
That was so long ago.
Oh, y'all didn't listen to the other review before you came on this?
No.
How dare you?
Limit the trauma.
That, and I'll be honest, as much as I enjoy, I legitimately enjoy listening to these podcast episodes. I'm so far behind right now. So fucking far behind. There were a lot of really cool visuals. There were a lot of really weird visuals in the movie, but there were a lot of really cool visuals. And one thing we kind of forgot to bring up is that, like, when the superheroes reconnected with themselves, they did have like a design change.
Oh yeah.
And they had like their
I actually didn't hate those design changes either.
Their
Those
tattoos were glowing.
yeah.
like,
Especially
vivid
Wonder Woman's,
colors.
yeah.
The Wonder Woman looks pretty cool. It was an interesting choice, but it was cool looking. I didn't hate any of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that looked really cool. All the same points you said earlier. I think I'm gonna end up giving this one a better review number wise because of, like, I mean, I'm used to anime dumb shit. And also, I'm comparing it to the first one. I think I'm going to end up giving it a 4 out of 10. And granted, that's probably because, like, I'm watching it with you guys.
Yeah.
If I had to just sit down and watch this by myself...
I wouldn't.
I mean more of like, all right, we gotta review this. I gotta sit down and watch this. It would be a struggle.
Yeah, no.
I would. You know, I hate phone calls. I would possibly call one of you.
Be like, no.
Like, what are you doing to me? But yeah, that's my number. I think 4 out of 10.
What my final thoughts and review are for this movie: Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League. Secret ninja science ninja techniques are among the most deadliest and most ferocious techniques that can never be taught.
Science ninja technique.
Yes.
Vending machine.
Yes. Yes. That is
That
a
was
science ninja technique. Vending
like, it was the dumbest thing ever, but it was actually funny.
It was.
Like that's what made me it was funny.
It goes back to what we were saying earlier about it is sometimes hard to decipher when this movie is actively trying to be funny versus when it's just funny and they're not trying.
I guess we need to actually kind of explain that, though, because we didn't really go into that.
The science...
I was hoping.
Science ninja techniques was basically a bunch of contrived notions that various things that the Bat family were doing were actually part of the plan to take down the Yakuza League, and these things were known as science ninja techniques.
But what made it so great was every time they executed one appropriately, the screen would pause for a second, and in big Asian letters pops up science ninja technique.
Yes.
And
name.
And the name of the technique. In the case of Barry, how he was eliminated, that science ninja technique was called vending machine. Yeah, so and there were various of those, and those got a pop out of me every time
because they were funny. They were funny.
It probably helped a little bit that I reacted so negatively to each one.
Oh yeah, because we love to neg each other.
Absolutely. The animation in this movie, for the most part, is actually pretty cool. It is interesting, and I don't know if you guys noticed this or not. I don't know how you couldn't notice it.
I tried not to.
But the lip syncing was off.
Oh, yeah.
So, I actually did not notice that. And I think the reason I did not is because I am so used to watching subbed anime.
Yeah. But this isn't a case of that.
Yeah, it wasn't. And I think part of it was also just like suspending my brain.
Or maybe that was a trope that they were messing with.
I fucking hope not.
That is such a...
You ever seen Kung Pao?
Yes, I have. My name is Betty.
Betty is a girl's name. But I thought that overall the animation here was actually pretty unique. It's not something that's going to be for everybody, but it is a really stylized kind of unique animation type. The action in this movie for me is really hit or miss. Some of it is actually pretty clean and stylized, and some of it is just kind of like a stereotypical lazy, if I even want to say.
And some of it is the lasso of truth tickling you to death.
Some of it is that, which I don't know whether to laugh or to cry.
And I will also attack onto that a little bit. It's like, I wanted some really good fight scenes, or at least one good fight scene. But anytime a fight scene began to start getting good, it would end.
Yep.
And go into something else. And that bothered me a lot.
You know where that doesn't happen as much? The first movie.
Yeah, the first movie actually had...
I'm not watching that fucking movie.
The first movie actually had a couple of really cool fight scenes in
like to completion.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
there's where you want those. They're right there.
And you should always go to completion. I thought that I don't really know what to think about the musical score in this.
There was a musical
I don't remember. I don't remember any of the music at all.
And that's the thing. Like, I mean, besides the Wonder Woman number,
Yeah, that doesn't count.
that's musical.
doesn't fucking count.
The best thing I can say about this movie is that the animation at times is pretty sleek if you're into this style of animation, and the runtime is pretty short. And there are moments in this that make me laugh. That's about all the good I have to say about this movie.
Yeah.
I think that the characters serve the plot and not the other way around, which is unfortunate because it should be the other way around. The plot is supposed to serve the characters, especially when you're dealing with characters who have existing IPs like the Justice League. But unfortunately, they just kind of fall victim to whatever the plot needs them to do.
Since that was in there and Diana was conveying emotion through a song, does that make this movie a musical?
No.
I also don't agree, but I just wanted to make you upset.
No. I think that overall this movie just it has hints and glimmers of how unique and funny this movie could be. Mm-hmm. And I wish they had leaned into that direction of humor. If they leaned into humor and action, I would
You can forgive a lot, a lot more, yeah.
I would have a whole different tune right now.
Just consistency.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, there was no consistency in
this movie was consistently bad.
Fair.
There were specific scenes here and there that were really cool and fun and good.
There were moments within scenes that were really good and cool and funny, but it's hard to like look at any 5 to 10 minute chunk of this movie and say this was good. I can't really do that. But overall, I have a little bit of leeway for this. Maybe it's just because I've reviewed so much shit over the past 7.5 years. It's hard for me to go too low. Would I want to willingly watch this again? No. Can I think of maybe 20 to 30 other projects that would make me want to watch this before them? Yes.
God.
I ultimately I'll give this a 4.8 out of 10.
Okay, so lowest to highest.
Yeah.
I have, before we close out, I have one question.
Okay.
If you had to watch one more movie of the 4 movies you and I have watched together specifically, which one would it be?
Honestly, can't believe I'm saying this. Ooh, I was almost gonna say Batman Ninja 1, but then I had to endure that Robin haircut.
And you were not allowed to look at your phone through most of it. You have to watch the movie. You may check a message here and there, but it has to be mostly the movie.
I'm gonna go with Batman Ninja 1. Catwoman's titties balance out Robin's.
I think mine's the same movie for a different reason, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because this one, it made me angry, and the 2 Ruby ones made me far more angry. So that one. I was just curious which one yours would be.
And it does have, again, some pretty decent fight scenes in that first one.
It's just so fucking extra.
It's extremely extra. Especially when you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I think that we have literally said all that can be said about Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League.
Yeah.
This movie is...
It's a movie.
It is one of the movies of all time. And that cannot be denied. Yeah. The next time that, 2 of the 3 of us gather together will be for the throwback.
Yeah.
Because you're not...
I would not be on that one. Yo.
Which we still need to figure out when that's going to happen.
I'll still be lurking somewhere, It'll be up to Junior to hold on to the fort in my absence.
Yeah.
Don't tell Caleb I said that.
What if he tells Caleb?
Junior wouldn't do that. Who else is gonna give him? Who else is gonna put alcohol in his bottles if not me?
That's a fair point.
Yeah. See. Well, I think that's gonna be all for this one. The movie sucked balls, but I had a blast reviewing this.
No, of course. Always.
Yep.
For sure.
Always.
But that's going to be all for now, homies. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this as well. But until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
I am Superhero Homie Dylan.
And I am Superhero Homie Oz.